The internet came up in time to game. That was the important part.
Isn't it always?
That is a good thing.
I know, I got concerned when all of a sudden I'm like, why did the internet go down?
Uh,
And then they're like, oh
Seems to
yeah, it's
have
going to be
to.
down till 7-ish. It's like, why is it down though? You haven't explained to us. Why is the internet down?
It's not supposed to be down. Ever.
Sadly, is our Cox network has a bad habit of going down, but at least it was on the weekend and not during the work week.
Mm-hmm. So the big question, what did I miss last time?
Absolutely nothing.
Huh? Did you guys not end up playing?
I was going to say, I think you've been there for everything we've done.
Oh.
I don't recall.
Okay.
Yep.
'Cause-
Where we
Oh,
last left off, you guys were scoping out the complex.
yeah. Oh, because I wasn't able to do it 2 weeks ago. Funny.
Two weeks ago, yeah, some reason we didn't play. I don't know what.
Yeah,
If I recall.
I had to bail at the last minute regardless, but I guess nothing got missed then.
Now am I audible?
Ah,
I
we
can
can hear
hear
you,
you.
yes.
Okay, I had the microphone mute on, and so sorry about that. No, I was going to say last I remember we got blowed up, didn't we?
Yeah, I guess that was the last time I was here.
Yep.
Heyo.
Hey, Scott. So Scott is going to be joining us.
Very nice.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
I got to give you an invite to the Roll20 game. See here, I wasn't sure you're going to make it today. I'm glad I checked Facebook when I did.
I said I was. I even checked on your event and everything until I realized that the event was for Twitch, not for watching the game, not actually being in it.
Minor details.
Trickery.
So in Skype, I'm sending you the link to the Roll20 channel, by the way. Lobby, I should say. Channel, lobby. Same.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, okay.
One half dozen of the other.
Okay.
That was a
I
heavy
agree.
sigh. That was heavy.
Just tired. It's been a busy day. Had game session this morning, then went to a Labor Day party where we were inside and outside playing cornhole and shit, and it's just it was hot.
It was exceptionally hot today.
Yeah.
It was only 85.
I think it was a little warmer than that.
Yeah, we were definitely in the 95-ish range, if not 100.
Yeah, he was making the joke because the weather people said it'd be 85 and partially rainy.
Well, in Oregon it was 85. So.
Oh wow.
Is anybody else catching
Yeah,
echoes?
there's an echo. Yep.
I caught a little echo when you talked, but not when other people talk.
I'm not getting an echo on my end, thankfully.
I heard it really bad just a second ago when Scott was talking, I think.
I hear with myself, and then I hear it.
Yeah, I do too.
I do hear it when most of you are talking.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm on headphones, so not it.
So am I.
I'm on headphone.
I am on headphones as well.
Okay, I'm in the dark ages.
Should
I think there's a microphone here somewhere.
should I close the Skype and then reopen it and see if that'll fix it?
What's the check?
Okay, let me close the Skype and I'll come right back. So apparently y'all have to close Skype too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I left, it left all of y'all still in the chat room. So.
All right. Bye. Okay, I hear ringing on somebody.
I hear it clear on my end.
I'm hearing echoes,
Me too.
even when I talk.
Yeah, it almost sounds like.
Suspicious squirrel.
Yeah.
Sally thought the suspicious squirrel.
Trying to see who's lighting up.
Sally's a spy.
I think it's Evan.
I was gonna say, Evan, go ahead and mute yourself real quick, and we'll see if it was you. Anybody hearing echoes? Everybody talk. But Evan.
Yes.
Talk, talk, talk.
I'm still hearing echo.
Me too.
Okay. Evan, you come back on. I'll go off.
Yeah, I was definitely hearing echoes then too.
Okay, so do we
Okay.
talk again?
So Scott's muted, so yeah, go ahead and talk and see if you hear echoes.
I do.
Yeah, me too.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
wasn't me.
Okay, I am going mute.
Okay, now.
Everybody
still
talk
hearing
and
echo.
see if we hear anything.
Talking.
Scott, I'm hearing echo for you, but not Dave or James. And me.
Weird.
No,
Yeah, because I hear an
never mind,
echo
there
when
is.
I talk. But
Okay,
I
so,
was muted earlier as well, so.
so come back, Christopher, and I'll mute myself. You guys talk.
Okay, that would be bad though.
Watermelon rutabaga.
Yes.
Watermelon rutabaga.
Is
Definitely
James
echoes.
muted? Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
So apparently it's Skype in general just causing echoes.
Must be.
Sounds like.
On the plus
What's
side, I'm
that?
not hearing any echoes on any of you guys.
Well, lucky you.
Not only do I live the charmed life, but the recording won't have it either. So double party bonus.
Well, you think the recording won't have it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Watch will
that's-
probably have it.
Peculiar.
Very bizarre. You sure you don't have another computer sitting next to you, James, or something on an in channel or not?
Nope. I'm only on the laptop today.
Weird.
And it's hardwired to the internet because I wanted to make sure I had decent internet connection.
Aren't you a clever monkey?
As I'm checking my open windows from earlier today, just in case. Because I do have a new Android Roll20 lobby open. But that's for a new group that wants to play Android on Fridays.
Okay, so we weren't echoing there, but who? Let's see, Roll20.
Oh yeah,
See,
maybe
got there.
somebody has a Roll20 audio video turned on. Scott,
Oh.
it is your first time in the lobby.
I did, Scott.
Make sure you hit the gear on the top right-hand side for my settings. That's probably why you guys are hearing it and I'm not, because I have my audio and Roll20 turned off. And when you hit the
I'm
gear,
on settings.
scroll all the way down to where it says, I want to broadcast to others and I want to receive from others, and turn that to nothing.
Nothing.
Wow, you are a clever monkey. Look at that.
Ah.
I caught it. I happened to look down and go, wait a minute, Roll20 could be on. And then I saw the little blue bar above his name, like, oh.
And I've got my my pictures turned off, so I couldn't see the little blue bar when somebody talks.
Yep.
Ha ha ha. Well done. We've eliminated the problem.
Not
I'm
yet.
still hearing
Sorry
it.
about that.
I'm still hearing
No,
it.
it's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Have you guys turned yours to nothing and nothing?
Mine are
Yes.
both on
Oh, wait.
disabled.
I need to reconnect, maybe.
Yeah, you will need to hit refresh for it to take effect.
You learn something new every week.
There it is. That's better.
Because what that means is you guys were hearing you on Skype on his headphones as well as on Roll20.
Yeah.
Suspicious watermelon. Nope, no blue line.
I'm hearing Scott echo, but only Scott.
I don't think I hear any echo.
No, I'm fine now.
And I will make the pouring sound of delicious Diet Pepsi. The only soda that made it to the cyber future. Come on, Pepsi Corporation will be like the head evil corporation. We all know that.
Well, that's what Taco Bell serves, so yeah.
They'll be the final corporate boss.
Yeah, because Taco Bell will be the only restaurant, of course.
That's right.
Because they won the fast food wars. But if good cyberpunk has taught us anything, there'll be noodle shops everywhere, so we'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second renaissance of the noodle shops. And Scott, if you look on the character page, you'll see you've got a character under the PCs. And you have full control of that character. So does anyone want to give the new voice on comms a heads up of what's going on in character?
I don't know. It's confidential. We don't know him yet.
Oh, 3G?
Hey, who's this guy?
He's somebody's cousin.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's
I mean, is he in our
empty
pachinko
characters.
shop or what, man? I mean,
You would be all notified by a message from Kira as she introduces him to as a new member of the team.
okay.
Okay.
Think second season Charlie's Angels. He just appears.
Okay. I scrub the email. I do back trace, make sure it's all legit, not a plant, coming from the right source.
It's got the right ISP, address.
Exactly.
Winky face at Kira's.com.
Are we still at that alley, though?
Yeah, I mean, are we still blown up?
Well, we had that explosion that happened, and then everybody's, kind of ringing ears, and you're recovering from the explosion.
Oh, I'm coming in the middle of something?
I thought
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
You were sent to go find them, and it was super easy to find them when you see a gas main blow up, and you realize that must be them.
Yeah, that was painful.
As you guys kind of, you kind of wink in and out of consciousness during the explosion, just enough to see in the alleyway two figures come strolling out of the dust rubble, pick up two unconscious forms off the ground, throw them over their shoulder, and then they start very mechanically almost like you think they're biroids, start walking back the direction of the sniper fire was coming from.
Wait, say that again. A couple of them start picking up people that fell.
So you guys were all blown to the ground when the gas line exploded. Remember?
Yes, and the leader of the Jaguars.
The Jaguar Warriors.
I grabbed her.
Uh-huh.
What's her name again?
Make sure that my audio and visual are recording this and sending it back.
In character, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And who are you sending this video to?
I thought that I was one of those detective robots.
Are you actually a police detective, or that's just what you were programmed to be? What I mean is, who are you sending the signal to?
Like I said, I thought it was an actual police detective, but I didn't know, because that's kind of like what you were describing with your game.
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, the group works. Think of it like Charlie's Angels. They work for Curious. They think is an artificial intelligence. They're not sure, but they're like 99.999% sure that their employer is an artificial intelligence that gets them legal, legit jobs, or at least the clearance to get away with the jobs they're working.
Okay, sorry about that. I thought that the cops thing won.
No, that's for the Friday night game. That's for the Friday night group.
Oh.
That poll? Yeah, that was for the Friday night group.
Oh, sorry. This is a different game?
This is a different game, yeah. This is the Saturday night crew. Would anyone like to introduce Scott to what the group's concept is?
Okie dokie. Let me just pull up my notes.
Okay, so we're no longer going to be doing Star Wars?
No, this is... Star Wars is next week.
Okay, sorry. I'm getting confused here.
It's okay.
Oh, okay, sorry. Friday was Heroes of the Realm.
Yep.
And we're not going to be doing that anymore. We're going to be doing the Beanstalk.
As soon as we finish up the storyline and we switch over for fall, we'll be switching over to Shadow of the Beanstalk. Yeah.
Okay. This is a different Saturday. Okay, this is a Saturday game, which is still Shadows of the Beanstalk, but it's something completely different.
But a different group. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
See, that's why I was shocked and amazed you had a character ready for this game, because I was like, we haven't talked about this one much.
I don't.
Oops.
Okay. I think the leader's name was Diabla.
Yep, Diabla was her name. And you guys were coming to protect her on behalf of her family member who is forbidden from coming to the family compound because she's a gangbanger, and they take kind of unkindly to that here because they're actually up and up good folks.
And she's a high up gangbanger. That was Esmeralda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness I took notes.
Yeah.
So the group was having a meeting in the alleyway when random sniper fire busted out, and a gas line was hit by one of the stray bullets.
Yes.
And that was not our team or the Jaguars. Jaguars?
Yep, it was not the Jaguar Warriors or you guys.
Right.
Somebody was taking advantage to you guys getting them out in the open and taking a pot shot.
Well,
From a very
smart
far distance. And the gas line got hit, and the concussion blew the chunk of wall away and knocked everybody to the ground. Pretty much everyone who didn't make their resilience check passed out.
That was me.
Thankfully, the other two party members made their checks. I mean, Dante made it like a champ.
And I was able to cover help Esmeralda not get blown up too.
Yep, Diabla, you threw yourself on her.
Yeah.
And the two of you, Maestro and Dante, kind of like shake your head looking at the dust, and you hear the grindy sound of two Bioroids walking up as they grab a couple of the Jade Warriors, basically one each, throw them on their shoulder, and start running away. But thankfully, not their intended target, thanks to someone throwing his body over her unconscious form, because you're a hero that way.
I try. I'm no hero. I'm just doing what anyone would have done.
You're no hero, but for some reason you're getting all the girls.
Hey, what can I say? I'm irresistible.
Did I make my resilience? I made my resilience.
You
didn't
did?
I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I both did.
Yeah, it was just me.
Poor Darwin
Big,
was
strong guy.
super
Jeez.
close to the epicenter apparently, and really got thrown for a loop.
Yeah. So our group concept, Scott, is we're kind of like a corporate, well, not corporate, but we are like a sponsored A team.
Okay.
Dun,
We're
dun, dun,
troubleshooters
dun, dun.
for
The Curious Agency.
The Curious
Yes.
Agency.
Yeah, and they put us in contact with people in need, and we solve their problems and wreak a little bit of havoc.
Okay.
Try not to.
Well, try not to,
It
but
happens.
We've got Darwin, who is the street soldier, who's a gene mod. He's got a little bit of extra DNA in his body there. We've got Maestro, the bionic hacker. And then Dante, the charming and debonair courier, who's all about parkour.
He knows how to move. He's got moves.
yeah. And
He's got moves like Jagga.
Yeah, we're located in the tourist quarters in the Chinatown area, out of a pachinko shop.
The Fukuma
Yeah.
Casino in the tourist quarter of the Nigonhai district.
Yeah, it's a pachinko casino. So very noisy.
Because even in the age of cyberpunk, people want their steel ball bearings to make that clinkety clinkety sound.
Right?
It's kind of soothing.
Well,
It
and
really
see,
is, though.
and it's pachinko. It takes out some of the electronics where people can't really hack the game as easy.
Mm-hmm. It's got that honest feel that it is chance,
And the noise kind of drowns out some recording devices to make
Exactly.
discreet conversation more.
And who are we kidding? It's Pachinko. I mean, I used to have one as a kid. They're great.
Oh yeah.
And as I discovered, the Pachinko balls work really good as ammo for slingshots.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, James, real quick question. Did you see the, I don't remember if this was last time or the time, it was the time before. Did you see the notes for my Triumph and corporate drone feeds?
I'm sorry, for your what?
My Triumph and corporate drone feeds, like my contacts for each of those.
Oh.
I did a short backstory for those, just in case you wanted to check it out. It's on my note tab.
Oh, nice. I did not see that kid.
I think right now the big thing we're probably short is a mechanical-ish person, probably.
Or a medical-ish person.
Or medical, yeah.
I mean, do any of us really ever get hurt? I say as I'm passing out.
You have no say in the matter. You are currently unconscious.
It's okay because his gecko hand stuck to the ground where he landed, so he's not budging for a second. And basically, their mission is they were hired to protect this community from some outside source they don't know yet. But they do know that the Jaguar Warriors aren't really a gang in the usual organized crime sort of way. They're more like the old-fashioned, like 40s gangs, where it's basically just the locals keeping themselves safe from the not locals.
Like protecting the neighborhood.
Because in this side of town down here where you guys are, which is where your car's parked down by the old waterways, it's actually like the old Ecuadorian actual communities. You know, the people who are actually born in this region. As opposed to everyone else who showed up in the last 30 years. All I gotta say is damn immigrants.
Right.
As you're in Ecuador.
Yeah. So, all right. Well. All right. So some kind of robots were coming in to try to take.
So some very rough-looking bioroids, basically, you know,
Okay.
the robot, you know, not clones,
Yeah.
but the robots. But these guys look in rough shape, like either they've had some hard living for a while, or they just have not been maintained. As you know, their joints are super noisy as they move in and move out. You're getting lots of the hydraulic pistony sounds, but they move
Are they-
really fast.
So they're pretty much in and out before we can really get it up.
Yeah, they basically
Well-
ran in, grabbed the 2 nearest heartbeats that they saw, and took off.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna, jump up and help Esmeralda to her feet.
You kind of give her the polite slap to the face to wake up.
Well, I think was she out or she just?
She was out.
Stop.
She
She
failed
was
her
out.
role too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll try to get her up gently.
Okay. Her eyes kind of flutter open as she looks at you, and she just like does that immediate yawn, like her ears hurt and her equilibrium's off, and she just looks at you, and she kind of like pats the side of her ear like she can't hear what you're saying right now.
I'll just kind of shake my head and like physically help her to her feet.
Okay, she kind of like immediately, she grabs onto your forearm with total trust as you help pull her up, and she kind of looks around and sees your one friend out cold on the ground, and your other one kind of getting to his feet with his hoodie.
I'll point to my eyes and then point to the bioroids getting away.
And she immediately kind of like, gets shocked, and she's going to look that general direction, and let's see what she can spot.
Okay. Well.
Because she's pretty observant, but she's also disoriented right now.
Not
And
so much.
needless to say, as soon as you point, she follows your finger, looks, and then gives you this shocked expression like she taps her chest and points that direction that we must go. You clearly get the message from her where she's saying we must go, and she kind of like immediately starts running in a jaunt to follow.
So how bad is? So I checked Darwin. How's he?
You can give him a good solid slap and he'll wake up.
Okay.
I'll turn.
We'll do
I'll
that.
shout back. I'll shout back to Maestro. I'll say catch up, and I'll run after her.
So
The master of parkour.
So did he take like strain damage or what?
He was just knocked out.
Okay. So no physical damage, no strain damage.
Yeah, just that he was knocked out.
All right.
Oh, hey! Was that necessary?
Well, got a situation. Some dudes just came in and snatched some of the people and took off. So got to get moving, man.
Definitely. These are my people now. I spent quality time. Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah,
so about
gotta take care of your Nana over there.
about a good half handful of seconds behind, you guys get up and start running behind them. So as the little foot chase is ensuing, as the two bioroids each have a hostage on their shoulder and they're running, go ahead and Let's see. Dante, give me a perception check as you're seeing them run past the vendor that you guys got some good food from and some other stuff. These guys seem to be pretty intent on escaping.
Do we do I need to sync with the story pool?
Yes, if you haven't, I force sync, but if you're not, you can still.
There it is. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, there we go. 3-1. There we go.
I snuck in here earlier and did that.
Wow.
Okay, so you
what the
want
hell?
me giving a perception check?
Yep. Ooh, look at you being sneaky. Okay, I got it in there for you. He's not wanting to fail at this point of the story.
Yeah, not yet. I like to be able to notice things that are important. And I don't.
Okay, so you kind of like lose track of where they go. You kind of do that like half-hearted stop. You parkour to catch up to her, but then you stop running as you're looking around like, what are you running towards, lady? And she's like, come on, they're getting away. And you're just like looking around to see if you can relock on your target. And you seem to have lost track of the two Bioroids with their hostages. But you do have a triumph. What would you like for that triumph?
Well, I lost track of them, but with the triumph, can Esmeralda have not lost track of them and I just follow her? If maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
I will take that.
You know, she knows the neighborhood.
So I'll just follow her.
But it's Diablo.
Okay. As she looks at you and she's like, come on, you fool. And she just like throws the fool word out like, you know, you're oblivious to what's going on. She points and says, they just got into that van. And she points to a black windowless van that has a logo on the side that says Access Chemicals. And you know, immediately it starts, you know, it's one of those hover vans, so it starts doing its starts, you know, the equivalent of peeling rubber for a hover vehicle.
Okay.
And yes, I put Access Chemicals in the chat, so it's there. It's its forever name.
Oh.
As she like looks at you like there's some magical way you can catch up to a vehicle that she can't.
Let's see. How close is it?
It is just within medium range. This is when we find out if you've bought improved parkour yet or not.
I have not.
Oh. For first strain, you could have been there.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get there. However, I will look around and see if there are, like, where are we in relation to where our vehicles parked?
You guys know because you guys were on the rooftop. And where did you bring the vehicle down and park here, or did you come down your building?
I'm pretty sure that we came down the building way back when.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
I think
tell
so.
me where you are in relation. I'll
Well,
give
I
you
think-
that caveat.
Okay. So we came back out. It's toward we're toward the entrance to the barrio, right?
Yep. Towards that beautiful food stand is between where you guys are and the van is taking off already.
Yeah. The main thing was that we had parked it in a place where we could get a good view in. So it's obviously only a block or two away, but then we have to get all the way up.
Yep.
That's the trick. I'll say, do you have a vehicle handy? To Esmeralda.
She kind of looks around and says, "We only have a few motorcycles in the garage." And she like points back into the compound.
Okay. Is there? We're stuck, man.
And she gets like right in your face, like, stuck? What do you mean stuck?
I go, would I be able to like would I have to get there within this round or?
You would.
Okay, so if I were to use a double move, one move to move within short range, and then a second maneuver to parkour into the vehicle, would that be doable?
Ooh, I think that would be possible. As the van door
Okay.
is sliding shut, you're gonna parkour into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh, I like that.
I say the things I do for you, and then I'll do that. I'll charge right in. And I'll call over my shoulder, don't make me regret this.
So, are we close enough that?
You will witness him flying and parkouring into the getaway vehicle.
But we couldn't like catch up and use our gecko hands to stick to the outside of the vehicle.
Unfortunately, because he's ahead of you guys, you would be just out of distance if you double moved.
Thought so. Okay, no worries.
It's that extra distance he caught when he ran and took off without you guys.
Yeah. Well, I was passed out from hunger and being blown
Oh
up.
my gosh.
Ah.
That's
If-
true. He never did get to eat. So
Yeah.
If only he had gotten that meal, it would have been fine.
Exactly.
he's peaked and weak.
Okay, so yeah, I did a double move, one maneuver with a movement, the other maneuver with a parkour, and so that puts me inside the van, I guess. Who's driving?
Okay, I like this. I'm
I'd like
flipping
to-
up a quick little map here.
All right, I'd like to hit the driver on the back of the neck with a palm stoner.
Damn.
Nice.
So as you guys see him, he does this cool fly through the air parkour and he disappears into the back of the van just as the doors close on it. So I need to throw some bodies in the vehicle. Preferably ones that don't look like they're from Star Wars.
Well, you know. Yeah, they don't look like they're from Star Wars at all. Oh.
Roger.
I told you they look like they're in rough shape.
Yeah.
As I'm
Yeah,
scrolling down what
complimented
pictures
by
I already have
sense.
downloaded. And the circles, by the way, are the hostages. They're just kind of slumped in the seats.
So what's that? We got 50 experience last time? What?
And it's got big side door there, and big side door here, and big side door that like drops up in the air. And there's only a tiny little window for the driver, since you said you were going to palm stone him.
Oh, it's a tiny little window? Mm-hmm.
Only enough that you could probably stick an arm through.
Well, then that's what I'll do.
As the van doors, they're those auto lock doors that you just hit the button and they slide shut. And you see the hover van, the driver, as you land there, the two mechs, look at you just like, they look at each other, then they look at you. By the way, give me a initiative roll.
What are we rolling? I assume this is vigilance because I did not intend to do this. Or is it cool because I
I
kind
will
of knew what I was...
totally give you cool since you did some cool, crazy shit.
Alright, I'll roll cool then.
And totally ignore the name. I'm just using that dice pool. Okay, so as the car starts to zig and zag through the crowd, going first, just because it makes more sense, is the driver, who's of course trying to keep from killing anybody.
Yeah.
Because his whole job is to try to get a nice, clean getaway. And I really need to get a difficulty dice up there. Because unfortunately, he is driving like an ass against traffic and just trying to escape. So it's going to be hard for him. As he has apparently gone to our courier's school of thought and not learned to not crash his car. As he's driving the car and he's yelling back, he says, "You mechanical fools, did you grab her? Did you grab Diabla?" And the two, Bioroids are looking at each other and looking at you banging against the wall there. As their two unconscious victims kind of like just silently make little noises.
Hello, gentlemen. Good evening.
And what are you gonna do?
Well, where exactly? Are we still near the ground, or did he go up?
He's only like a good 3-4 feet off the ground. He's keeping it on ground level.
Okay, well then you said there's a small window. I'm gonna try to stun him like through the thing.
Okay.
Or are we essentially starting the round from here?
Yep. We're starting the initiative round there. So it's now your turn as the second one in the initiative.
All right.
As your poor friends are watching this vehicle take off, they're like, "Was his plan to get captured?"
Yeah, it's like,
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to stun the driver.
Ooh, look at you burning all those points.
I don't want him to get too far.
Okay, now we'll let you know he's getting a black dice thanks to that little hand-sized window.
Yeah.
As all of a sudden those two Bioroids looks like they're gonna get in some trouble there.
Oh, let's see. Oh, you know what? Actually, this. Actually, I probably won't use the palm stern. I have a slightly different idea.
Uh-oh, what are you going to use?
Well, I'm still going to reach through, but well, let's see how I roll based on how I described it.
Is it melee or brawn?
It's brawling. It's definitely
okay,
brawling.
I just want to make sure I got your difficulty set right.
Yeah.
gonna bitch slap him.
I wanted to make sure you weren't like shooting him at close range and getting only one perfect.
No. I don't like guns. I don't carry a gun. Although, the more trouble I get into, the more I think I might reconsider that policy. Let's see. I'll use a maneuver to aim.
Okay,
Also.
I will add a blue die in there for you in just a moment. It is in there now.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Oh. Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
So go ahead and take another 2 strain as you kung fu the guy through the window.
So what I was thinking
kung fu
was
fighting. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna like reach in, grab him by the back of his collar, and then pull hard so he slams the back of his head back against the partition.
Okay.
So here's the thing. That is, what's that? 7 damage. But I also have knockout punch, which means I can add 3 stun damage to that also. So I'd like to put all of that in stun damage, so that's 10 total stun damage.
Okay.
Somebody pulling out some new skills that we hadn't
Yeah.
seen yet.
As you hear his head just go katong, and he kind of looks back at you with these big, huge saucer eyes, barely keeping, the wheel straight, and he looks like any second he's gonna pass the fuck out. As he was just about to yell at a Byroid, and he's looking at you, and he's like, "Who the hell are you?" As you just see, he's kind of like he is like inches away from passing out at the steering wheel right now.
Oh, man. Alrighty.
It's almost like you were almost there. If you had two more, you would probably have taken him down.
So
Oh,
close,
shit.
yet so far away.
Yep. And that's my butt. Alright, so I guess then, so I did that, and I kind of, obviously withdrew my arm back so that I can, defend myself against these Biowarriors if I must.
As you kind of you realize that these Bioroids just realize that you attacked their driver, and they look at each other and they're just like, "It's on!" And they literally do that knuckle crack. As you notice, they've got big beefed up knuckles, and they just this one kind of scooches forward, and they just start wailing on you, attempting to punch the crap out of you. Do you have any defense?
I do. I have concealed Bucky Weave, so I have 1 defense.
Defense is good.
Just quick question: do they acting together as minions?
They seem to be very team oriented.
Okay.
To answer your question, yes, they seem to be a minion group.
Okay. Kind of figured. That's
As
cool.
all of a sudden you feel much better about that.
I do a little bit.
As they just start
I was afraid I
wailing
was
away
gonna
on
get
you.
told off. Nice.
As you kind of duck down and their blows kind of hit the panel behind you, and they kind of hit the seat, and they kind of this volley of punches hits everything but you in solid locations. Your Bucky Weave manages to help soak it all up because they rolled really poorly.
Yeah, that could have been way bad.
As they're just like, engage hostile targets, protect driver. And the driver, of course, is just like, "You idiots, get this guy out of the vehicle. One of you grab him and jump out of the vehicle." And one of the Bioroids thinks that's a great idea. As the driver hits a button and both of these sliding doors start opening up.
Uh-oh.
As you're immediately getting this sinking feeling. Some dog in the street is barking as the vehicle keeps zooming by. And the driver even tries to get a little bit of altitude to make sure if you hit pavement, it hurts more. Still a short fall, but it's a short fall.
Okay, well, fun. Okay,
And
well,
what are
I
you-
gotta reconsider my tactics here.
What
a
are
little
you
bit.
gonna do?
Well, since I got these Bioroids to contend with now, what I'm gonna try to do exactly what they want to do to me. I'm gonna try to grab them and toss them out the moving vehicle.
Okay, so you're gonna
I'll do that, and then I'm gonna
Ooh.
steal it. I'm gonna steal it right back, though.
So you're gonna use your ability to take it back, like
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to brawl and hope to get enough advantages to push him out,
Yep, that's right.
or are you wanting
least-
to do a contested roll to just knock them out of the vehicle and not worry about damage?
How does that work?
So if you're wanting to brawl fight, you'll need advantages to knock them back, to push them back.
Yeah.
If your only goal is to shove them out of the car, you just need to succeed on a contested roll of athletics.
Oh, athletics, but not brawl.
But not brawl. Because you're basically putting all your muscle into just shoving them out of the car door. against their need to not go out yet.
Okay. Well, let's say,
Until you roll horribly and they reverse it on you and take you with them.
Yeah. It looks like they only have a 2 in bronze, so. Let's see. What do I stand a better chance of doing here? Now, would this be like one of them or both of them that I'd be able to be like? Could I grab them both and send them out, or would that like?
Since they are a minion group, they will be working in concert with each other. So as you're pushing one, the other one is going to grab you. So it's basically their collective pool.
Okay, so. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna try to chuck them out the thing.
Okay, contested athletics. I like this. Look at you using skills in the ways that they're intended. I love it. Okay, so let me get the difficulty in there. I gotta look up their athletics.
Didn't forget not upgrade.
Oh, you beat me to it, didn't you?
That. Yeah. And can I is aiming something I could do with this?
Unfortunately not.
Not really? Okay.
Okay, so I got it in there for you with one upgrade.
Alright.
As you're gonna basically grab the rail in the top and kick this guy with all your kicky strength to kick him out.
That's what I'm trying. Come on, come on. No!
And you kind of like commit your weight to the kick and you hit his chest and you just hear this horrible sound as his mechanical hand grabs the side of the van and just bends the Durasteel to hold himself steady. As you just feel like you hit a brick wall and your boots kind of bounce off and you're just like, damn it! But you do have 3 advantages.
Let me think. What can I don't know. I'm a little bit lost for. Like I know that they're probably going to try to do the same thing to me next round. Let me think.
You could always use those 3 advantages for a free maneuver.
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, you know, there's lots of things you could use it for.
Yeah. Like here's a question. I grabbed the rail, tried to kick them both out. They didn't go anywhere. With those 3 advantages, maybe I was able to grab like maybe the door between the cab and the back happens to be unlocked and I can slip through into the passenger seat.
I would give you that as a free maneuver, sure.
Okay. So yeah.
So you kick him, kind of rebound, and then squirm like a snake through there with your parkour skills.
Yeah, kind of get up here. Hello. I decided to ride shotgun on this one, if you don't mind.
And you do still have your maneuver.
I'm going to pull the emergency brake.
Okay. So you're grabbing the emergency brake that's this big red handle that says pull in case of emergencies.
That's right.
Because you are the driver and you know such things exist. Okay? So you grab the emergency brake and you pull that sucker up, and immediately the grabs lock up. And I need everybody that's in this vehicle not wearing a safety belt, which is basically all 4 people in the back, and the one guy in the front, to give me a coordination roll.
Well, I better.
Okay, go for it.
And I am burning these today. Come on. Oh dear.
Okay, let me take that upgrade out. And here's for the 2 droids. Wow, apparently they have death grips on the side of the car. And the unconscious passengers you hear go slam and slam.
Oh, I should not have done that.
And you're going to be taking 2 wounds and 2 strain as you bash your head against the windshield when it comes to a complete and total stop.
Ow.
And you hear cars slamming their horns because, of course, the vehicle went to a kind of slopey, it's an immediate stop, but the vehicle's kind of like lurching to one side, going kind of diagonal in the street. And all of a sudden, there's like some alley dog barking its ass off in the background, which is totally
Well,
my dog.
Now we've only been down. We only got one round down the road. Do the guys back there see the thing come to a stop? At the
You
end of the
guys
walk?
totally see, about a good quarter of a mile down the road there's this huge, horns are blasting, cars are zipping in different directions to avoid collisions, auto drivers are correcting. And you see this black van kind of tilted. It's not on the ground, but it's close to the ground, and it's kind of cantered just to the side and diagonal in the street where it should be nice and perpendicular with the road. You can clearly see there must be some duress as like one of the doors is open and there's some people laying on the floor now, and both of the bioroids are grabbing onto like the Jesus handles in the car.
Are they
Nice.
targetable?
Do you have any weapons that are long range?
Oh,
If
no.
if you have a long range weapon, yes.
Medium.
Run, man,
Medium
run.
and short. Nope. Never
Run,
mind.
just
man,
keep
So
running.
if you're willing
Yeah.
to take 2 strain, you can run, and then they would be within medium distance.
I got nothing but strange. Sure.
Okay, so
Yeah. Booking it.
you guys are running down the street, Die Hard style, way back here. And if you double move, you're only at medium range. You can totally see this guy in the vehicle since the vehicle is turned cockeyed.
Oh wait, I don't have that, do I? You still have my pistol, don't you, Maestro? Okay. Yeah. So no, I only have short range. You're gonna have to shoot him.
The laser pistol's only short?
Yep.
Really? Well, that's
what it says.
The frickin' laser, man. Frickin' laser.
It's not that kind of laser.
Apparently. You got a cheap ass laser, but it looks pretty.
It's gold plated and
Yeah,
it's got
looks pretty.
signature reduction, but yeah.
Yeah, looks pretty, but apparently doesn't work very well. Alright.
Used to have a better one.
You upgraded, man. I mean,
Eh. Next page. Anyway.
yeah, I mean, I'll take a shot at the guy. Why not?
I can just double run to keep up.
I'm like totally skilled at that.
What's the worst that happens? You shoot one of the hostages?
Right?
Actually, yes, that's probably about the worst thing. Or me, but at least I've got this partition.
I no offense, but I think shooting a hostage might be worse than shooting you.
Not in my opinion.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, that's a run in. I'll try to shoot.
He kind of whips
And,
out your gun, and you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna steal a point back. Oh no, I did the wrong way. Sorry. Give me that back.
And you're
And
gonna
then-
steal another one?
So Well, no, I steal one, but I'm spending one, so we're still good.
Okay.
So give me an upgrade. When we're ready.
Okay, got it in there for you.
All right, here we go.
So, good
Well.
news, bad news situation. So you
Yeah.
fire and you're
Click
like,
the driver.
you're running and shooting while running, and your hand's just like moving up a yard every time you get ready to squeeze the trigger, and you think you have that shot, and you take that shot, and the bullet goes far, far from your target, but you have 3 advantage.
Click the driver. Click the driver.
What's that?
Nothing. It's like clip the driver. Clip the driver.
3 advantage. What to do with that? So he's already done 2 things, so I can't give him like an out of action push move.
Yep, he's already taken 2 maneuvers.
Alright.
He parkoured through, and then he's like, e-brake! I'm interacting with the environment.
I'll give I will give him a blue and the next one to go a blue, I guess.
Okay, so particularly giving your buddy in the cockpit there a blue, and the next one of you guys in general a blue?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're all about the teamness. And by the way, both of you guys rolled initiative since you were hauling ass down the street.
Alright.
Cool or vigilance?
It's gonna be vigilance at this point. Y'all kind of saw this train wreck coming from a mile away. Oh, and actually, no, you can roll cool, because you are prepared for the danger.
Oh, there it is. Duh. I'm like staring right at it. So, cool. Alright. Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so top of the order. As you guys are running to medium range, you're dodging traffic as close as you can. That really good Mexican food guy's like, "Hey guys, you should grab some food." As you're running down the street past him, he's just like, "There's a pair of really nice boys. It's good to know that they must be friends." Does that guy have a gun?
Not such a nice guy.
Told you, Maestro, breathe and squeeze. You're tensing up.
So,
pant and pull.
Who is gonna go first?
I'd really like 2 guys. Can I? Alright, so...
You can go first. I'm still smelling the good food as I go by. Man,
That's
another
right.
burrito is so good right now.
That means I have 2 blues, right?
If you go, yep, you would have 2 blues.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. And
It's almost like the bullet that went through the driver's windshield instead of the viroid behind him. Kind of intimidated the driver and really throwing him off his game.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm just gonna knock this driver out now, man. I'm gonna, let's see. I'll aim and then, since he's strapped in, he can't really dodge much. Could I get, like, a blue for him being, like, the equivalent of prone?
Ooh, since his safety harness did snap shut, thereby protecting him from having to make a check, yes, I will take that.
Unlike me. So that means I get 4 blues.
But no more blues for you!
Yeah, I saw that coming.
In fact, he's ready for you now.
Alright.
He looks at you and says, "I'm the driver now," says the guy who squirmed through a little hole.
Alright. You ready?
Yep.
Got my 4 blues in there?
Got your 4 blues in there, your 2 purples, your 1 upgrade to the evilness.
Now,
As he's just like,
now.
get this guy out of my car!
Okay, so that is 3, 4, so 7 total stun damage.
Damn.
Okay,
Wow.
as you just like give him the boot with your kung fu kick of stunningness, and his head just like snaps towards facing out the driver's side window, and his face just lands on the horn of the steering wheel, and you just hear the horn doing the whole.
Could
to the
I
head.
Okay, cool. Could I have like using like my advantages and all that stuff? And the fact that let's see, could I use that to like literally just like kick him through like out like so hard that the door swings open and he falls out?
For 3 advantage, I will gladly take that, thereby giving you 2 advantage left as he goes plopping out.
Two advantage. Is 2 advantage enough to do a maneuver, or is that 3?
It's 3 for a maneuver. But remember, you
okay.
still have your maneuver. Oh wait, you
yeah.
aimed.
No, I aimed, but I could take 2 strain and maneuver if I want.
You could totally take 2 strain. Keep taking strain.
Well, actually, I'll take the 2 strain maneuver out front of the truck, or follow him out the driver's side, and then take those 2 strain back.
Okay.
Or actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. So basically, I kick him through the door. He falls on his butt outside the van, and I just calmly step out, standing over him.
Oh, you're stepping outside the vehicle. Here, I was thinking you were just jumping in the vehicle and drive it backwards. Interesting.
No, I wanted to come out here and like stand over this guy, like, yeah, you're down.
Okay, so of course, his 2 Bioroid buddies will come on out. It's funny how they're underneath him. That's where the guy is. And they will immediately engage you with fisticuffs, because target is reacquired. It is nice that you're only hovering like 2 feet off the ground. And they are fully ready, engaged to do some damage here. And you have 1 defense, right?
I do.
Okay, as they're coming and they are going to open the can of whoop-ass. Because that's what they do when they start swinging those big knuckles. So I need to make sure to take the upgrade for difficulty and add the upgrade for... As they start pummeling at you for 4 points before soak.
I soak it all.
Damn, that's a good jacket. That and you're just that tough.
I got I got the moves, man. I'm like, block, dodge, parry.
Unfortunately, they do not have the moves. They used to once upon a time, but they no longer. Okay, so you guys, you're at medium range. You see that there's this big fight now happening in the streets.
Woohoo!
You're at medium range. I mean, if you want to move to closer, you can keep running.
Yeah.
Yelling at the people.
I'm gonna like peek past this guy, see if like Esmeralda was watching.
Aww. She is unfortunately a little bit in the dust behind the guys, but she's following them.
Do you want to go first, Maestro?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll follow your lead. You'll inspire me with your wonderful shooting.
Aww.
I admit where the expertise are. That's not my expertise. My expertise is computers.
Okay, so I will then run. How close can I get?
Basically, if you double run, you'll be within short distance.
Okay, so that would... Now I'll use my 2 strain to double run, and shoot.
Because you see these
Don't shoot me, please. Don't shoot me, please. Don't shoot me.
I'm a much better shot than that.
Wow.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I'm even more of a better shot.
It's because you're in the zone. Okay, so you're moving up,
Yeah.
so you're only in short distance. I've got your upgrade in there, short distance. They're engaged to your buddy, so you don't want to shoot him. I.e. black dice.
More importantly, I don't want him to shoot me.
I totally want him to shoot you, but that's just me.
I know you do. That's just me.
It's called
Then I-
collateral damage.
I realize I have to ask this every time. I will learn. I apologize.
No worries.
Do I use the ranged light skill, or do I just click on the gun?
On your weapons, you'll want to click the little D20 in
D20 on the gun.
the middle of between
Yeah.
encumbrance and
That's-
critical.
That's what I thought. I just
Yeah.
had to verify because.
And you have it set up properly with range light, right, for the weapon?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a while since we played.
I know, and I'm anyway. Thank
We're
you.
good.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
I didn't
Yeah.
hit you.
We're better than good. Okay, so you take a nice, good crack shot, and I actually have to check something real quick. Okay, so what is your total damage?
It says damage 6 and
+1 for each success. So I can tell you, the one you were aiming for goes down without any hesitation. You know, you put a round right through its little head, and the head kind of falls off. If you want, since they are what they call minion groups, if you were to use those 3 advantages for crit, it basically means you would kill the second one as well with the same shot. Like you 2 for 1 the bullet into both of them.
oh hell yeah!
The laser
Okay.
beam split.
So for that 3, you hit the one in the head, and then the laser beam refracted off the skull and hit the other one in the neck, and they both make buzzy noise, and they both go down like a sack of potatoes.
Aw.
See what happens when you don't tense up?
Aw.
I'll just walk towards him. Thanks for the assist.
Took away my shot, man.
As you know, as Dante steps forward, you hear the moaning of the 2 people that got bounced around in the back of the van that did not make their saves either.
I mean, isn't this why you guys keep me around?
Pretty much.
Okay, so
Alright,
what is Maestro doing as he comes up?
Oh yeah, he's
I come up and point the gun around, looking around, checking, make sure it's all clear, nothing's any other danger that might have been missed.
It's kind of a rough neighborhood, so you don't really see many people freaking out over the gunfight going on, but they've cleared the area. You do know that a few vehicles have probably alerted the authorities to the accident, because that's the way a lot of the Bioroid chauffeurs and the clone chauffeurs have been trained, that you immediately hit the emergency assistance button and you report any accidents you see. But that's 15-minute response time at best to this part of town.
Okay. So yeah, once I do a quick look around, I make sure there's no other enemies, and then I stash my pistol back away.
You kind of, you discharged 1 round and you shattered that driver's window, so you feel very satisfied with the smell of your round going off.
Well, that was the intent, was to distract the driver so that, my partner in the vehicle could do what he needed to do. So.
Totally. You were just getting the driver's attention diverted to help him out.
Right.
You weren't intending to kill anyone. I mean, you're not a killer.
Right. So it was all like I planned it.
Okay. So you guys seem to have, for the moment, I mean, you probably want to get out of here quickly, but you seem to have the situation on, it's firmly within your guys' control.
Thanks for the assist, guys. I was hoping you wouldn't be too far behind.
Yep. So quick peruse of the vehicle for anything of interest, data pads, anything like that.
Go ahead and give me, because you never know when triumph may happen. Give me a perception check as you scope out the vehicle. There is going to be a black dice because, of course, everything's jumbled since somebody hit the emergency brake.
Yeah, well.
Guy was
Alright,
just
ready?
getting it to full speed, too. Yep. Okay, so you check it out. You see, of course, the two people, they seem to be a little injured. Much like your buddy Dante there, who took a piece of window to the face. You know, they seem to have taken a little bit more injury on top of the explosion, so they look like they're definitely hurting. And there seems to be like a couple pairs of overalls with the company logo on them bounced around the floor, and like a basic cleanup kit. So it's basically like your typical OSHA style spill kit. So it's got some of the little barrier thingies that you could throw out to block a spillage, and
Right.
cat litter to soak up the stuff, and apparently a little sniffer sensor for detecting one of 287 chemicals. It says so on the box.
Okay.
But nothing like a data pad or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
The driver,
I
however,
got
you do
some-
see he's wearing some really good clothes, by the way, for just a driver.
Mhm.
Sorry, didn't mean to
For a
cut you off there,
cleaning
Evan. Yep.
I've got a snap. I've got snap locks. Can I use a snap lock to like basically cuff him?
You can totally cuff him.
Yeah, I'm cuffing him,
Roll him over, cuff him, and say, "Take that, sucker."
and I'll kind of like give him a pat down, make sure see if he's armed, see what he's carrying, any ID or anything like that.
Ah, so you immediately discover when you pat him down, he's got his pad, basically fancy iPhone. He's got a suspender rig with a holster where he is, sporting a little submachine gun, a Scorpion.
Oh, damn. There you go.
Darwin,
Yes, please.
Darwin,
Yes.
I got something for each of you. Darwin, this is for you. I hand him the submachine gun. Maestro, this is for you. I hand him the pad.
By the way, there's the stats for the submachine gun.
Thank you.
Wow.
Armor piercing submachine gun. Holy
Yes. I figured that would be the quickest way to just find one of the guys I know that carries one and click it.
shit. There's your medium range, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And auto fire. With a Pierce 2. That's trouble.
Aren't you
Okay,
glad he didn't
so-
unholster that?
Oh, yeah.
And a
Yeah,
really nice
yeah.
shoulder rig, with
So,
one reload, by the way. Make sure to mark that down in
And-
case you roll some threat and run out of ammo.
Yeah, ammo reload. It's very important.
Okay, so I give Maestro the pad, Darwin the gun. Does he have anything else on him?
He does not seem to have any other ID other than the pad and a pair of nice sunglasses.
I'm putting those sunglasses on.
Alright. Nice.
It'll cover up the little nick I have above my on my forehead from hitting the dashboard.
Bouncing into the windshield.
All right, and then
We'll help get the people out and
Are you getting the people out, or are you stealing the vehicle?
well,
It's
it's probably been
busted up, man.
reported. It's probably been reported. I wouldn't want to take it too far. Do we? Has Esmeralda caught up yet?
She is finally caught up as she sees you zip tying the guy with your slap cuffs, and kind of hauling him up to a dragging position, because he is out
Well-
cold.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I'll just kind of chuck him in the back here, and I'm gonna ask her: is there a safe place? Is there a safe garage or something where we can take this van, get off the street?
She like looks around and kicks one of the bioroids, corpses in the ground. Says, "Get in and drive where I tell you." And she kind of like hops into the passenger seat,
Woohoo!
because I'm assuming you unlocked it.
Sure, I opened the door for her. As a matter of fact.
As he's really working the machismo.
Hey, I'm feeling pretty machismo after diving into a moving vehicle and beating the tar out of the driver.
So we're gonna leave the 2 Biroids in the middle of the street where there was a car accident, but not a car for them to find. Okay.
Well, they're going to realize that it's not a car accident when they see the laser burns in their heads. Do you want to bring their bodies with us?
I mean, I don't really care. Just though. I mean, the police are going to show up to a non-accident, but
Well, you brought it up, so let's
just
grab them.
Are you guys shoving them in the car?
So so
Yeah.
after I help her in, I'll come over and drag one of them and kind of sling it in there.
I'll
Darwin, if you get the other one,
yep.
and
You got
I'll mount up here.
Okay, as you slam the door, you kind of like look at these Biroids and realize that they've got lots of chemical damage, it looks like. You know, it looks like from the waist down, they've been walking through, God knows what. And then hosed off, so it doesn't do much for the synthetics of their body.
Do they have anything like ownership brands or anything like that?
They clearly have Access Chemicals written, stenciled in the back of them.
Okay.
Just that nobody's cleaned off their back panel in a while, so you can clearly see it. There's a bunch of residual crap all over them. It's almost like that's why they're so junky. And she basically points, take a U-turn, head back, and go into the yellow garage.
I will follow her instructions, and I will drive relatively safely. I'm not going to do anything to gather any attention any more than we already have.
So with the craziness of traffic, freaking out because of you, parked like you are, give me a drive.
You willing to share with me how difficult you're making it?
I'm making it about that difficult then.
Of course.
It was only going to be average with a black dice for the zipping cars honking at you for being an asshole. As the occasional driver shakes his fist. But if you have to ask how difficult, it's going to be upgraded. It's the implication.
Okay. Ready when you are.
Okay, go for it. As drivers are being all.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
That was weird though, because that popped up delayed. That was weird.
Yeah, there was a weird wonkiness. But first, you're succeeding to drive where you go with advantage and a triumph. What would you like for the triumph?
Oh my!
There are so many options you can take right now that will countermand or make my despair less disparaging. But depends on what you would like to pick.
Well, I guess. For the advantage, just right off the bat, I'll just take a point of strain back. And then, I think what I'd like with the Triumph is to get us to the garage that she's directing us to without gathering any more attention.
Okay, so no attention for your advantage.
Yes, for the Triumph, I want no attention, nobody following, nothing like that.
Okay. So for the despair, the very second you pull into the garage and she rolls down her window and she screams out to a cousin to open the garage door, the very second you pull in there, you totally got hit by another car. It spun you guys around. The other car hit a couple other cars. Thankfully, with your Triumph, the car accidents covered your escape. But the second you get into the garage, the hover vehicle crashes that last foot to the ground, and you have no doubt that this vehicle is wrecked.
Well, at least we made it in. I was waiting for him to say it crashed before it quit working before we got to the garage.
Since his wording for the Triumph, I would have also accepted that you got there without taking damage, and then you just would have been spotted. See how it goes either way.
Yeah.
It was all in how you were going to say you'd like to spend that Triumph there. But you get away, but the vehicle is basically toast. And both the passengers in the back that were hurt are basically now critically injured at this point,
Oh my gosh.
since you added another accident onto
Oh
insult.
my gosh.
Oh, jeez.
And then we get like the camera screen swipe where you all look at each other and you're all like, you give that collective sigh when the door closes in the garage. And you guys basically will reappear in a convenient place where she's taking you that's a safe house. So you can all discuss what's going on as her two cousins are being dragged off to get medical attention. But first, let's take a quick 5-minute break so I can get the darking dog inside since it's after 10 o'clock.
Right
And
on.
grab a drink if you need one.
Thank you.
So generous.
Because you totally know that she'll have, tequila shots for you guys on the table.
He earned it.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Yep.
So what you making, Scott?
A full cyborg roughneck.
Nice.
I was originally going for a mechanic, but cyborgs apparently aren't good at mechanics.
Weird.
Yeah. They start off with a starting int of 2.
I mean,
Actually, most of their stats are kind of low.
that's what makes them fun.
Right.
That's
Nice.
okay. The world needs more cyborgs.
Oh, full cyborg, not like regular cyborg.
Oh,
From the More Than Human.
okay. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to look at them.
Yeah.
Oh, James sent me a. Gosh, I don't know what it is. It's a like 10-page document on cyber stuff
Uh-huh.
called More Than Human,
Yeah. I
Oh, okay.
and it has
think I may have it, but
It has full body cyborg as an archetype.
That's kind of cool.
All right, I am back.
So basically, you're a brain in a can.
Brain and spine.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
I was a miner in space, and I'm not sure why I actually came down here. I'll need to work on that part.
Nice.
You got an offer you couldn't refuse?
So we got a spacer now, huh?
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to have some mechanics, but not a lot.
I missed the part where the first thing you guys said. What's the main archetype?
Roughneck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forget what they were all based around. It's been a while. Oh. Aren't they pilot-y type?
Pilot, zero-G construction workers,
Okay, yeah.
rigs and cargo.
Cool.
Okay. So a tough guy dock worker in outer space.
Yep. Space worker. So he'll be handy when we're in space.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
The
and
way
I'm gonna
Dante
have a
drives-
prehensile. Oh, I'm gonna have a prehensile tail.
yes.
Another one?
Oh, another? Somebody already has one.
Yeah.
I
It's okay.
saw that. I saw that and said, "Oh, nobody will have one of those."
No, I'm a Gmod, and yeah, mostly because I wanted the tail. We can be tail twins though. That's fine.
Well, actually, mine is mechanical, not Gmod.
Oh,
It's cybernetic.
see, I don't have one of those.
Okay.
There's nothing artificial about me.
It's 100% original.
That's all Darwin.
And I have
Nice.
returned, by the way.
Welcome back.
It's amazing how quickly you can get the dog inside when you wave Pete's around.
Very nice.
You just wave it around and say, "Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me." And the dog goes, "Holy shit, I'm missing on a pizza."
So, which do you think would be better for the game, gunnery or ranged heavy?
Well, gunnery is for the big ass guns. And ranged heavy is for like the rifles on up to the big ass guns.
Right.
Something tells me.
I don't know if we'd actually have access to the big ass guns.
Yeah, I don't think
Not for a
you'd
while.
probably want to have,
Not so far.
big old Gauss rifle involved because
Okay.
you might get in trouble waving that around.
Okay. So ranged heavy.
Yeah. More likely to potentially be able to tote around a rifle than a tripod mounted or vehicle mounted weapon.
Hmm.
Well, it'd be the vehicle mounted with the full cybernetic that, I'd be trained on.
Yeah, I don't think our car has one of those.
No, not yet.
It'll be
I keep
funny when it
asking,
does.
but
Okay, so
I mean, you just have to steal one from somewhere, is what I'm thinking.
Right, eventually.
I mean, it's going to fall off the back of a truck somewhere.
Right? Oh well.
soon.
He can operate too, do operating, so he'll be able to fly like big old ships.
Ooh, the big stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's capture one of those, helicarriers.
Right.
There we go.
I can pilot. I can't operate,
wow.
though.
Okay.
So yeah, piloting and operating. So
All of the things that I'm picking are not working with, well, so full cyborgs are supposed to be brawny. And all of these skills are int and ag based.
Well, remember, you don't have to have the characteristic to match the skill. It just means you have ranks in it.
Yeah, but it's nice when they line up because that means you can actually do things.
True.
yeah.
I've had a game where they didn't line up and
And it can be
other
kind of
people
painful.
were- yeah.
It does get challenging that way.
Yeah.
When other people are running around with 4 yellows and
Yeah. You might have to reconsider your birthing options.
I've got a silly question.
yeah.
I actually can wait. Never mind.
No, what's
Sorry.
your question?
No, it's not. I'd rather not ask it at this point. I'm sorry.
Ah, it's one of those questions that might get used against you. I like that.
It's one of those.
No, I just don't want to.
No,
So
you're good.
I
Okay.
want to ask a question about the game while we're still discussing the character, because the character is more interesting.
Okay, is everybody
Okay.
ready?
I
Yeah.
am.
Yep.
Okay, so the camera swings back into action, and you guys are all sitting around at this nice hand-carved wood table. It's immaculate workmanship. Those that appreciate old-fashioned organic things made in the old-fashioned ways would totally appreciate it. You totally know that your little technophobe friend is hating it because it's wood. It's all grainy and shit.
Okay, I will ask my question.
Okay,
What did we do with the driver?
you had him in the car. You tell me.
Well, does she? Well, did Esmeralda want to handle having him questioned in house, or should we bring him along? Put him in
She is of the mind that he
closet?
works for Access Chemicals, and she's ready to put a bullet in his head right now.
Well,
Nice.
don't you want to find
But
out who's
he's your
boss?
prisoner, so she's willing to follow your lead there.
I will. While I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm playing with this pad, trying to see what access I can get to it.
Ho ho ho.
Damn straight.
Okay, go ahead and give me some hacking on the pad as you realize it's tougher than it should be. Apparently not tougher than it should be.
Let me know when you got it all
Yep.
lined up there.
Go for it.
All right, let me double check anything here real quick.
Because it is
let's
hacking.
see. Okay. All right, here we go. Hacking. There we are. Computers hacking, and boom! Wow.
And you type in the password, and immediately you're getting this fail because the touch screen is cracked. Apparently when he got kicked out the car door, he must have landed right on that pad, and you get the but you do have two advantages. Are you wanting to not set off the auto alarm?
Yeah, sure. We will take that.
So I guess that means we're gonna have to talk to this guy to find anything out.
I like how he puts that. We're gonna have to talk to this guy. I hate it when I have to talk to a guy.
Well, in the meantime, so we're kind of sitting around this parlor, and let's so I'm gonna ask her, like, has this sort of thing happened before? They come and try to kidnap people. What do you think the purpose of that is? Ransom?
So you brought the hostage in with you, right?
I kind of thought we could stick him in some closet somewhere, like all cuffed up like I had him.
Okay.
I mean, do they have a holding cell?
They do not. This is someone's house.
How about a basement?
There's a holding cell in my house.
Or just like cuff them to a chair or something.
You can
not in the same room as us.
You can totally shove him in a closet, in the living room. As she just goes, that puta and his company have been harassing our people for months now, ever since. And she kind of looks back and forth like she doesn't know if she can trust you all, but she gonna trust you anyway. Ever since their bastard company's been dropping poison into the water we have to use to drink. And she kind of immediately whips out her pad, and she's just like, my cousin and nephew went down to the river where we normally have to pump our water from since we're not on the city utilities. And they discovered upriver of the canals. And she kind of pulls this little picture as you see the map kind of materialize. Discovered that these bastards have a pumping station. And you can see here in the picture where it's been pouring out chemicals into the water that we drink. And you can clearly see from the drone's little picture that there's some kind of seepage being dumped into the water that looks like it should not be there.
So I presume that this is what the whole, talking to the reporters is all about.
And she just gives you that look like, oh yeah. So you've been asking questions about us, eh?
Well, we're here for a reason,
And she kind of gives you the squinty side eye, like she's kind of suspicious. I mean, she has survived a firefight with you guys from a sniper, and you didn't hurt her when they got blown up. So go ahead.
Then I ran into the car to save her people just about 10 minutes ago.
You did some cool parkour shit to save her people.
Where's the trust?
Give me a charm. I am giving you a free upgrade because you're being like big damn hero and stuff with a blue, by the way.
All right. Ready when you are. Oh wait, it's in a different place, isn't it? Okay. Ready?
Yep. I really thought you'd use more, but apparently she's sweating you. She gives you gives you that stare, that big nasty stare where she's just like looking through you. She's like reading your soul, but you're just like, come on! Didn't you see my parkour shit? You use your hands to mime your little parkour jump knees first through the doorway. You're just like
the fact that I kicked the guy through the door. Come on.
You never know with these corporations. That totally could have been a setup.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't kill him. But then, after you have that, 2 seconds of too strain that you sweat, that she's like, she immediately, breaks her serious, resting bitch face. She totally drops into this, really relaxed, grabs the bottle and pours some more tequila for shots. And she tells y'all, for the little guy. And does a round of shots as she leans over to you and kind of stares at you, not hard ass, but stares at you like maybe you could be the savior she's looking for.
I'll just kind of grin a little, just small grin over the rim of my glass, and then crinkle my eyes a little bit, and then take the shot.
As the rest of you are used to his shenanigans. You're like, really? You're collecting another one?
Every job.
All right. We just look at each other like, jeez.
And
I take it I still have no service.
You kind of are getting a blippy signal in here. It's almost like somebody nearby has a router that they're using for some pirated internet. So you're getting a bit of a blippy signal that's it's not dependable. So it's not live stream gaming, but you can at least send and receive, click on an IP address and it eventually pops up for you type of thing. It's like you have Cox Cable.
Right.
I'm still bent that my cable was out for 4 hours today.
Right.
On a Saturday.
So when's this whole story supposed to break?
Well, unfortunately, we were supposed to meet the reporter to give her these videos, but the problem is, she's saying that her news network won't run the story unless she has more evidence.
Hey, we got a guy in the closet over there right now. He might help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, this reporter keeps telling us, even though she's here to save the people, as she waves her hands in the air like she don't care, I need to get her more evidence from this location itself. And she kind of taps the image there. We only caught this one clip of when they were dumping in the river. But they're saying that we need to get onto the compound here and try to get more evidence.
What kind of evidence do they want?
Apparently some kind of source sample or something. It's some science talk that I quit school after the 6th grade to help raise my tia. So I don't know exactly what in that regards. My strengths are in the strength of my character and my muscles, not my intelligence. So I'm not stupid, mind you. Don't call me stupid. But I don't know
Yeah,
this
she'll cut you.
science mumbo jumbo talk. I mean, as you can see back in our compound, we live a simple life. I mean, we want to be retros. We want to live like people used to live, where they were in touch with the earth and they actually grew their food with their own hands. Not this whole.
Okay.
And she kind of looks at Maestro with his little blinky cybernetics kind of concealed by his hoodie, but not like wired into the worldwide net all the time and forgetting to lose touch with the reality.
So we need
Whole
to get
nother reality.
samples and secret files from the lab, is what you're saying.
Well, if you could get files, that would be amazing. We were just trying to find some way to get some water samples other than the diluted stuff that comes to our part of the river.
If they're electronic, our friend here can get any files you need. He is amazing.
And she
Of
just
which-
looks at you kind of excited, like, did you break his data pad open? She gets all
Of which
excited
I-
because she's now thinking you're an expert hacker.
Of which I ignore, and I'm actually trying to see if I can connect and pull anything up on that location that would be available about the building, the business, any kind of grumblings or anything.
How mainstream and how serious are you looking? Like, are you looking for stuff that would just be common knowledge on the net, or are you looking for the hard check for the dirty
the hard
secrets? Okay,
I'm looking deep.
so the hard
Mm.
check,
Yeah, we're looking hard and deep.
and they
for
do have
that
good.
information.
They do have good PR, by the way.
Right.
Got their own hackers cleaning up any bad, blog articles that pop up. So go ahead when you're ready. I've got your upgrade in there.
Okay. And this is going to be, let's see, where's web search there? Let's see. Oh, got to go to skills. And wait a minute. Just a second. I need to look because I think I got something for that.
You think you have
Actually-
a thingy?
Yeah. So let's see. When you first contact your character moves. Actually,
He has a thing.
The thing for the thing.
okay, so that's hacking. Net search. There we go. If your character has access to the network, they may use this talent to upgrade the ability of the next knowledge check they make during their turn twice, and the difficulty of that check once. So I will go ahead and do that as well.
Okay, so a free upgrade there.
Yeah. Well, no, it's two upgrade. It's
2 upgrades
It's
plus
a do.
1, and 1 extra difficulty.
yeah. Upgrade the ability check twice, and the difficulty of the check once.
Okay, I've got that in there for you.
We're gonna make this a
Some
fun
crazy shit's gonna happen here.
one.
Lots of dice.
I gotta press this gal now. All right, so the net. Here we go.
Wow, that's gonna be a lot of
Boom.
good things happening there with that much gold.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Obviously, you found many articles on this company and many things. They talk about this. Lots of rumors out there flying by. Now the question is, for your advantage and for your big damn triumph, what do you get? What are you exactly finding?
So by chance, somebody maybe has already done some samples, and there's some data out there somewhere hidden of some of the water from the area.
Okay, so for two advantages, I'll take that.
Okay.
That you basically are finding pre and post water sample reports that were
Okay.
buried in the New Angeles EPA files. That definitely south of this location, something is funky in the water. You have beyond a shadow of a doubt evidence for that.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff I could give you for that triumph.
Yeah. Something I trust you with? You want to do a trust one?
Okay, you can. If you want to trust me on this, I'll give you options.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want, I can give you the exact times and days when they secretly dump, or I can give you the security drones schedule, because they've doubled the security, of when they have their drones patrol the river edge here, because conveniently the company owns both sides of the canal here, which would make infiltration a breeze depending on how you choose to infiltrate.
Right. We still want to infiltrate?
And you also found, with your 2 successes there, files on some of the chemicals that are being found in trace levels. You found some reports on this company that only this company makes those new chemicals.
And some of those match up to the chemical reports I find?
They're 100% match up on the report.
Okay.
We could, if you have the schedule, you could just leak that schedule to Jessica Montoya, the reporter. Just leak the schedule.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is if I pull out my pad and I transport or transmit the data to the tablet, so I can show these people in the real world the information I'm seeing in my head.
As all of a sudden it pops up on the pad and they can actually translate what you're doing.
Yeah, so they can visualize what I'm doing.
For some reason they don't get when you're rolling your eyes back in your head.
Right. So I show them the reports I found for chemical samples, and then the chemical traces of what they make and how those correlate, and I circle and highlight. And then I think the big thing is the dumping schedules, because that's right there is like a lot of information that helps to point exactly to that.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that you pop up with her chemical patent for the recipe of the chemical now being found in the water, created at this factory specifically. Right. It's almost like that alone is some pretty damning evidence.
Right. I think that's like a lot of stuff without putting ourselves at additional risk. So I'm like, circles and arrows and everything like that, just like Alice's Restaurant Massacre, and
make it so even a blind man can feel the braille.
It's exactly. And so I kind of push that over for her to look at. It's like, this kind of what you're looking for?
And she just like gawks at you and looks at your weird facial expressions you're making when you're doing all this stuff and says, "You are an internet wizard."
Yeah, I've been called that before.
You're like a shaman of the elemental electric waves of the internet. Can you fix my parking tickets?
Possible.
Dante, you might have competition.
She's just kind of in awe of your big brain.
Yeah. So yeah, would you?
We have to get this to the reporter immediately. Yes.
No, I'll bump her pad. Hopefully that doesn't upset Dante any, for bumping.
As you bump her pad, and you can totally see she's got like the basic OS on her pad that's totally hackable, and it's ridiculous that she has this old mainstream pad. She should have upgraded like 12 upgrades ago. But it's got the as they call it, the grandma feature, which helps, the little paper clip helps walk you through basic things.
Oh my God.
Oh, hey, I have that on mine too.
I heard the paperclip might be coming back.
As she starts thumb jamming away in her pad feverishly, sending that to the reporter gal. As you get the little boop, zoop sound effect because she has her sounds turned on.
and I will encrypt and store that information for myself for later, just in case backup is needed.
It never hurts to have it, just in case.
That's right.
Okay, and she's just like, she gets a little response, from the reporter of a big thumbs up, and she just like gets all excited and shows you the thumbs up post, and she's like, "Oh right, we got that information to her. What do you think we should do next?" I mean, I was thinking of just firebombing the factory if worse comes to worse, but I think the three of you have some good ideas between you.
Might be able to blackmail the crap out of them.
To do what?
Blackmail the crap out of them.
Oh, yeah. Extortion's always good.
Because, I mean, Esmeralda, what do you want? Do you want them gone? Do you want their fangs plucked? Do you want them embarrassed? Like, well, what's your end game?
Well, I just want our people to stop getting sick and dying from drinking the water that they're destroying. I mean, you've seen our community. We're very simple people. I mean, we just want water to feed the plants and our animals and our people, and not to get sick and die. I mean, is that asking too much? You can see she's starting to sober up and getting a little on her political high horse of the water's a basic right for all human beings.
Of course, but they don't see it that way. So that's why I was curious how far you were willing to take it.
I'm willing to burn their company to the ground if that'll help. As of course, you're probably thinking burning down a chemical plant will not help you downriver.
Yeah, not really.
No. Or the air.
Metaphorically burn them down.
And besides, they could afford to rebuild.
Right, and all that's going to happen is, I think going for the exposure things is probably what's best.
You think so?
Most likely, because if you might be able to convince them to stop. You might be able to blackmail them into stopping, but they'll just go around. They'll find a way around it eventually.
Or a different river.
And then they'll find a way to implicate you in it.
We don't want these sneaky bastards finding some place new to dump their poisons. We have to.
Yeah, the only safe bet is to completely expose it.
So you thinking I should trust the reporter to do all the exposure, or do you think we should do something? And she seems completely enraptured by you guys and your efficiency. The fact that you guys seem to know what the hell you're doing and you're following through with action as well as words. I mean, you did just face down a sniper, and now you're facing down a mega corporation with just blinking your eyes.
Just if I could have just a moment to make a call in private.
And she kind of like snaps her fingers at her friends that are like listening at the peripheral in the room, and she's just like, we'll give you the house for a few minutes. You sure you have that douchebag covered in the closet?
Yep.
Or do you want us to drag him out and soften him up some more?
No, I mean, I just want to, do you have a spare bedroom I could pop into for 5 minutes? That's all I need. And
she, stops for a second, gives you this sly smile, and then she's like, okay, if that's all you need, straight down the hall, past the bathroom on the left, there's 2 rooms that there's nobody using.
Okay.
Yeah.
As she then follows up with the wry smile as you walk by and she checks out your ass. She kind of, mouths over to Darwin. Is he single?
All right.
Mostly. Yes.
Because unfortunately, she's not into tech mods and she's not into G mods. But that guy looks 100% natural.
All right. So I would like to give a call to my contact at Genteki.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get a hold of my contact there. Suki Yamashiro.
Okay. So it takes a few minutes to get redirected. The automated, secretary AI system takes time to get you routed over there, but eventually, phone call goes through. Suki kind of like is in bed and, really, really nice pajamas. We're talking the really expensive, good synth silk stuff. As she kind of like turns on a light and blinks at the pad. Obviously, you may have woke her up early in the morning.
Sorry, Suki, catch you at a bad time.
As she just like focuses, it takes her a second to focus on you. She's like, Dante, is that you?
It is.
What? You just getting in, or are you finally getting up?
Kind of neither, actually. Kind of still out. So, I have a quick question for you, and maybe I could get a piece of your advice. From your extensive corporate experience. Now, we've got this situation with Access Chemicals, and I'll lay it out for her in bare bones, and what the situation is. They're dumping. It's causing problems for some of the locals. We're trying to solve those problems. And we have some information that's fairly damning. And how would she proceed? What's her advice about how to proceed to really expose this company?
So she kind of like she takes this whole thing in. And she's like, well, first of all, are you calling me on a secure line?
Of course.
I don't want to be culpable for anything if something were to happen. And she kind of like racks her brains. She's like, Access Chemicals. I've heard about them, but they're just one of 1,000 micro sub companies that aren't really part of any of the big five. If so you're saying you want to get the dumping stopped, right?
Stop the dumping for good.
I mean,
stop the dumping for 5 minutes and then they find something else to do with it.
Are you sure this line is secure?
Yes, this is my personal line.
So if you wanna stop it for good, I would say expose them to the press, or hire some hitters to go and find out whoever's in charge of the company and basically rough them up a little, and then throw the evidence at them that this will be released if they don't stop it. I mean, that's honestly how it's usually taken care of nowadays. Is first you send the message, then you deliver the threat.
Fair enough. Then here. Okay, thanks for the advice. Now here's a quick favor. Can you look into Jessica Montoya, Channel 77? Let me know if she's above board, or whether or not I can trust her.
Okay, I'll make some calls and see if I can buy some publicity off of her or something. See if she's one of those type of reporters.
Thank you much, Suki. I'll let you get back to bed. Good night.
And she just like rolls over, takes a shot of some blue liquid, flips her data pad, and falls asleep before the pad hits the bed.
Well, I guess she'll get to it first thing in the morning. Okay. All right, so I'll come back in and I'll say, I've called in a favor. I'm gonna find out if this Jessica Montoya is indeed trustworthy or not. Should probably know by midday tomorrow at the latest. So I also have on good advice that this level of exposure would be ideal. It would be the ideal way to handle the situation.
That was an interesting role. As you know, she is super excited when you come back in and say this. She's like, "So it's all coming in. Oh, I have to message my cousin." And she like whips out her data pad. She's doing a couple more shots where you were
slow
gone.
Slow down.
And she
We don't want to. We still, there's still some information we're waiting on. We need to make sure this is going to go before we start announcing it to anybody.
Well, I just want to make sure that my cousin doesn't do anything stupid while we're busy doing this.
Oh, that. Yeah. Well, then yes, go.
He is known for doing something stupid. That's what he's known for. Everybody's got that cousin. And she immediately whips up the data pad, and she's one of those loud talkers that has the pad, and she's talking into the speaker really loud. And she leaves this horrible voicemail that you would hate to be the cousin who gets this voicemail, because she's basically telling him in Spanish not to be an asshole and do that stupid thing they talked about doing that she said wasn't going to be a good idea because it would just make things worse. Well, her special friends are agreeing it will just make things worse if he does it, so he needs to hold off from being stupid. And the fact that they've given the reporter the information, so the company should go down in flames, but not in the flames that you intended.
Not those kind of flames. Different flames. Different flames entirely.
Yep.
Because one doesn't want to start a fire in the river that you live next to.
Does our guy seem to be asleep still in the closet, or we not heard
he
any
still
movement?
seems to be very down and quiet. I mean, he did get knocked the fuck out and then kicked out of a floating car.
Yeah. Well, let's let's go take a check on him. I want to get some pictures, so if you'll cover me there, Darwin.
Yep. Of course.
Okay, so you give those two some privacy, so they can do some shots in private.
Yeah, so I just want to open the door, get some pictures of his face and stuff. Maybe scan the fingerprints, and then I'm going to do a search.
Ooh. Okay. Let me set that up there.
And we'll go ahead and use our double upgrade and one difficulty upgrade there thing for the net search.
Okay. Go for it.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. It makes interesting things happen. That's why.
Yeah. All right.
Damn, I was still hoping for something to happen on my end. Okay,
Well,
so you immediately know with your 3 successes that somebody somewhere has tried to hide this guy's identity, because you had to really pry to get something to pop up from this guy that wasn't his high school records.
Okay.
And you know for a fact that this guy's born of a nice Risty family, a nice aristocrat corporate family. He basically has a very bad checkered past that happened in basically college when he went to the academy, that he got into some trouble and got kicked out, but then got hired on and had a hint of a criminal record before his record disappeared. So you get the idea that somebody must have hired him and basically buried him in the system.
Yep.
And he's been conspicuously off grid for 6 years.
Okay. So yeah, they've.
So if he's living somewhere, he's living under someone else's roof, so to speak. And
Yeah. So looks like he's a company operator. That's
one of the black
scrubbed,
book
so.
type of deals.
Yeah. So I tell him that. And so what, so what about the rest of that shit? Oh, no, that was your role. Never mind. I was looking up the 4 things thinking that was my role first.
Yeah, that was Suki's role there for looking into the reporter.
Yeah.
So what would you like for your triumph? He might be buried in the system, but he might be findable.
Right. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe I
Who's
get some
paying
kind
his
of
bills?
odd ping from like the prince or something that brings up something about him still some more.
You find with his prints, he still has his old Pleasure Bot club membership to Plesbot, where it's a gentleman's club where you can go and have some private time with the pleasure Byroid, or one of the
Still
fancy
current.
dancy clones. That is still oddly current, even though he hasn't officially been there in a long time. The dues are all current and up to date, and have been pinged recently for tips. Since it's
And
basically
his name?
a prepaid membership, and it's under his old name, his name. So apparently he must have thought nobody needed to know that he has a Plesbot account.
Yeah. So he's
It's almost-
two-timing on his client.
It's almost like, we'll know that that's his old vice, and he secretly doesn't want his client to know that he still has that vice.
Yep.
I mean, who wants to really tell your bot if you're going to an Android, sex palace?
Yep. Yep.
And those accounts are all prepaid and totally anonymous unless somebody rolls a big damn triumph.
All right.
So much
Yeah,
for your
that's-
very expensively created scrubbed identity when you do something stupid like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When you go undercover, delete your Netflix and your
So-
Disney Plus.
So did he just disappear, or did he like actually his original identity? Did it like just kind of drop off the face of the earth, or did it like a cover up, like death or something like that?
It looks like he just dropped off and stopped, whoever he was, he just, stopped using his credit cards and stopped using his identification. So just like he's Z-filed in the network, basically.
Right.
His accounts and stuff are all active and valid, but he's just not used anything in forever. There was an old apartment that he used to have that got closed, repossessed, because he just never paid another month on it. But yet it was immaculately clean. Almost like someone paid a cleaning service to go through and clean it out ahead of time. As he's probably been, from your dirty dealings on the net, he probably is just a black book operator for one of the corporations, and they basically have him live inside one of the arcologies.
Right.
Where it's their building, they pay for the groceries, they pay for the bill, everything is in their private intranet. So they can totally make agents disappear in their system. Because once you get in their system, they basically just give you a number account, not a name account, and you disappear into the network. You could be any one of thousands of indentured servants.
Yep. Yep.
If you've seen Ready
Okay,
Player
then.
One, think of what the company does to gamers.
Right. All right.
And poor Scott got screwed on that cash roll.
Oh, that was a cash roll?
That was a cash roll,
Jesus.
yeah. 1D100, he rolled a 9. Obviously, he pays for maintenance often.
No.
And the whole time, the mechanic that took his money said, just rub olive oil into it. And he's like, really? Yeah, don't waste your credits on the synthetic shit. Regular cooking olive oil. Sorry, I've been watching Almost Human. Finally saw the end of the show since when Fox canceled it. It's on Tubi.
All right. So, kind of thinking of doing something with this guy's
And when
info that would.
you're manipulating him and taking those flash photographies, his eyes kind of start to flutter as he starts to wake up.
You might have something interesting to say.
Yeah. You could talk to him. I'm working on something here.
Are you letting him wake up?
Are you You're gonna boot him in the head again.
Let him wake up or fong him.
Oh, I thought you guys were just
Oh.
the two. You were there.
Yeah, it's just the two
Oh.
that messing with him.
Yeah.
So
Then yeah, I'm just gonna put him back down then.
okay, so you give him just a slight tunk, and he just immediately passes the hell out in the closet. He gets lost in some Tia's moo-moos that are in the closet.
Double concussion.
That was pleasant.
He's like, that felt good.
Oddly satisfying. Now, if only we can find your sniper friend.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of snipers.
Yeah, isn't this 2 jobs in a row where we had snipers shooting at us?
On the plus side, this sniper was nothing like that other sniper.
Well, yeah,
Because he
missed.
didn't hit people, he just blew us up.
Well, his
I
gun
think
was
so,
far
definitely.
inferior to the other guy's gun. And it's only because he rolled well. Whereas the other guy had a way better gun. It's almost like he had special forces. This guy just had a rifle. And a really good scope.
I still think there are too many damn snipers in the city.
It's like watching Judge Dredd when it's block war time. There's always too many snipers in this building.
Yeah, especially when they're not on our side.
Exactly.
All right. So, so the biroids, so they're mostly mechanical and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, biroids are mechanical beings that have a human-like brain. It's not organic, but it's basically electronically mapped like a human brain in their chest.
Yeah.
So you could totally decapitate one and it still could function.
Right. What, so this sex shop place, like, it's just like nasty, scummy.
It's actually, if you basically do a quick, easy Zoogle, it comes up immediately on Zoogle. And, you see it's basically super exclusive. Pay 200 credits to join our membership wait list. Pay 400 to get immediately onto our membership list. Totally get that salesman scuzziness of perceived exclusivity. And then it gives you a tiered pricing system of basically it screams of, timeshare, but with sex bots or clones if you're a top ranking member. And all of our sex bots, boys and girls, are rated to the highest levels of cleanliness and safety. You totally get the idea that it's a legit club, a quote unquote gentleman and gentle ladies club.
And what level is he?
His card member actually had him at one of the top A class members.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And for a fact, if you could crack his pad, his membership card is on his pad that you can just wave the pad to get in the building. If you can crack his pad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just ask him to open it for you.
Yeah. We can still give it a try at some point. But I was kind of thinking
And
just like outing him.
You can always be sneaky and put his pad back in his pocket when he wakes up and wait for him to say, call for help, and then snatch the pad before you can lock the screen.
Well, why do that? I could probably just set to monitor for the closest signal and have it, when it reaches out, have it loop through my pad sense like they do for real around airports and shit, where it identifies like another phone as the hotspot.
True. That's just the more complicated version of let him unlock it for you. And to answer your question, yes, the biroids are out of commission. I like how you got scared about the headshots with
Yeah.
the comment there. I just thought I'd reference that because in the World of Android book, they joke about how they show that the brain case is in its chest, and you could totally rip the head off with no problem. But yes, you did vital damage to its system when you shot it in the old noggin. And literally, these things walk through sludge at the factory, so they're not in the best shape starting off. The only thing was somebody, sprayed them with neutralizing agent to have them go on this mission. It's nice when you have DNA on your bioroids to have them go walk through sludge, and any DNA evidence gets washed off with no problem.
True.
Yeah.
Until they
So
leave
his
chemical
tablet-
residue.
His tablet's not set up for biometric unlock.
He's super paranoid, and he has both the biometric and the voice activation.
Yeah.
He has to say a certain key phrase to get it to open.
Okay.
And you totally
Alright.
know he has to hum the Backstreet Boys song.
Yeah, because I'm feeling really tempted to be like a real dick and like put together a little internet blurb and with his face and real name and the sex shop and endorsing
Ooh.
it, because that'll definitely blow his employment, I'm sure, when they see that popping up all over the web.
So harsh.
I know.
Remember, sex workers are people too.
Except when they're not.
Even when they're bioroids?
Well, except for human rights.
I mean, it shouldn't be too damaging to the sex shop because he'll endorse the sex shop. It's just
Endorse it from
When-
a certain point of view.
But when whoever hired him to be discreet and sees his face and his real name and everything popping up all over the web, yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah. That could totally blow any future employment he's got.
Mm-hmm. So, but I will put that all together. I'm not sending it yet, but I'll have it ready. That way we could possibly use it for some coercion when we...
You can
if
say
we question
blackmail.
it. I like to be a little more subtle.
Your white knightness doesn't go that far, right?
So yeah, who's our facey person? I forget. I don't think that's me.
That would be our courier.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Facey Drivey.
So,
Yeah, let's get him in here and let's see what we can work out with this dude.
you guys bring him in and plop him down at the dinner table, and she's just like Bendejo and spits on him right in the face. Big hunky tequila loogie.
Yeah.
As she just like looks at you guys, like she would like to jump all down his throat until you guys tell him you have a plan. And then she like flips the chair backwards so she's sitting on the backrest with her arms crossed, staring daggers at this guy. Like she totally will do him in the dirtiest, nastiest way if you guys aren't here.
I'll smile at the 80 proof loogie.
Me too, with all my fangs.
Ooh.
Save those for the hostage, man.
Oh yeah, we could make that the first thing he sees when he...
I'm your friend, and I still get freaked out by it.
All of a sudden,
Alright,
he's
so-
doing who knows what with those things.
So, is this guy coming too?
So yeah, as soon as you plop him down, he starts to, his head lolls back and forth, and then finally he kind of eyes flutter up, and he kind of, as soon as he looks around and sees all of you guys, he starts to shake and jump in the chair, trying to like testing the strength of those bonds.
I'm gonna sit down in a chair like just across from him and kind of swirl the tequila around the glass a little bit, kind of like just looking at it, just letting him sweat for a second.
As he definitely looks like, you know, he's looking around, he's realizing it's 4-on-1 and he's in shit situation. You know,
So finally, I'll
some hover bikes go flying by the window there, super intimidating and shit.
Ow.
yeah, we get those like all times a day.
Wow.
I don't know, like why? I don't know. Anyway,
Because they got a
okay,
need
so,
for speed.
I'll finish sipping the drink and put it down on a coaster on the table. A
Wow.
nice wood table.
Wow.
On
Takes a
coaster.
little shot glass and puts it on a big coaster.
And I'll,
The best part is this coaster is one of those handmade doily coasters, further reinforcing this neighborhood likes to do things the old-fashioned way and keep the arts alive.
So I'll start just by kind of looking at him very serious, and then like I'll smile a little and say, "I take it by all the fidgeting you remember me."
He just like looks around at you and he kind of sticks his chin out like, you know what? I don't scare easy. I ain't saying nothing to you gutter trash.
The puddle under your chair seems to say otherwise.
And he immediately like looks and he's like, he gives you this sarcastic look like, oh, I see what you tried to do there.
All right. Well, anyway. So, you know, why are we kidnapping people today?
I don't know what you're talking about. Some crazy guy, and he looks right at you. And a couple Byroids like jumped on the back of my van while I was loading up some flowers to take to the funeral parlor.
There are.
Sure, that's where you were heading?
Guys, do you guys see any flowers in that truck?
People rarely deliver flowers to their own funeral.
Ooh. As he kind of tries to shrug off that little veiled threat that was not so veiled.
So
It was
I'll
not
say,
veiled or
look,
thin.
Man. Look, man, I don't really want to threaten you. I don't really want to, you know, let. By the way, Meister, did you tell us about the whole, you know, club thing?
Well, yeah, no,
Or
So
you kept
you're-
that to yourself?
as you're sitting there talking to him, I kind of step up between the two of you, and I'm like, so, what do you think? Is this a good-looking ad for Tom or whatever his name is? And I say his real name.
Ooh, okay, that
And
kind
I-
of gets into gulp.
And I kind of show them this, you know, picture of him and sex ad for the company and, you know, endorsing the, you know, platinum level or whatever. Like, what do you think? That like a good ad that might go out?
Well, it's kind
Ooh.
of creepy, actually.
Yeah.
So,
I kind of turn it around so he can see it. What do you think? Is that a pretty good work, huh? Not really an ad maker, but I think that might go good out on the World Wide Web. And just kind of
And
step back.
What's his name again?
Jim hasn't said.
Oh,
Yes.
didn't
As
have
we've discovered, his name is Tom, apparently.
Okay, so I'd say, like, okay, look, Tom, I don't want to beat you down again. I don't want. I don't want him to beat you down again. I don't want to threaten you. I don't want to leak your weird fetishes all over the web. I don't want to do any of that. I just want you to talk to me and tell me what's going on.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a coercion. I've got a 2 blue in there so far. One because you're specifically blackmailing him without blackmailing him, and the other because you kind of have him beaten senseless and tied up into a chair.
Oh, I was kind of hoping I was going more for charming, but oh well.
Well, unfortunately, it's less charm right now and more coercion.
Right on.
When handcuffs and blackmail come into play, charm just went out the window.
Or the party's
Trying to
just
help.
getting started.
Well,
I'm
I
just
was
trying to
trying
help
to
his
say we
next
don't
career.
want to blackmail him. Let's see. Okay, so coercion. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to bump start his new advertisement career. That's all.
All right. So what's the?
Make him the sham wow guy of sex trade.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's horrible.
where did you pull that out of?
I have no idea, man.
Success, but threat.
That ugly despair.
So he kind of breaks in front of you, and he's just like, "Listen, what is it that you want?"
Actionable information about your employers.
Bring me my data pad, and I'll unlock it and give you whatever you want off of it. And he has that head bob down where he just is broken.
I'll toss it over to him.
And he just, dun 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 dun, and the pad does the whole Pentium inside, and powers up and starts opening up, and immediately you see this hazy black screen with access chemicals. Your contract has been terminated. This data pad will erase in 10, 9, 8.
I'm gonna grab it and toss it over to Maestro as quick as I can.
See what I can try to stop it.
As someone must have reported the accident.
You were too quick.
That despair?
Somebody must have heard that this guy got arrested and captured. Some traffic cam must have caught something. Not you guys, but him.
Yeah.
Somebody snapped a picture of some asshole getting kicked out of the window of their vehicle. Like, this guy's so drunk he fell out the driver's door.
Well, the vehicle was still hovering.
Right?
How drunk or drugged up on drugs do you have to be for that crap? Guy must have been taking double doses of Sting to drive his little van around.
Alright, so you flipped the damn...
Yep, I did.
Yeah, see how you are. Alright, well, let
6,
me know when you got it all set
5. Oh, it's in there. It's ready to go.
You ready to go?
4.
Alright, so this is a hacker, huh?
Yep. 3, 2.
Wow. Wow.
So I will tell you, you managed to do something, but then the pad is going to go and short out. That's what the despair is going to be. Because you failed to stop the countdown, and the despair is it's going to be toast. But you do have 2 big damn triumphs.
Yeah.
What would you like to spend those for before the pad basically turns into a slightly radioactive mess in your hands? Not lethal, of course.
Right. No. So
maybe a little burden.
I wasn't able to stop it, but I was able to get it to transfer some of the data to my pad.
Okay, so you managed to get some sketchy data on your pad. What about the second triumph? That's what you get for bumping pads with another pad.
Right?
You have to talk good to your pad because you just had a bump with something dirty.
Yeah. What do we want? Let's see. What could we do? Drawing a blank.
So your first triumph is giving you enough text messages and phone records to get this guy convicted for 5 or 6 different charges of dirty things he's done.
Okay.
But it didn't give you any names of who hired him and put him to the jobs.
Yeah, that
You could
his
easily
boss-
trans over to what this guy and what you got, and the cops will arrest him for a very long time. But the evidence you have won't go any higher up the food chain than this Goomba.
All right.
But you have another triumph if that's what you want to use it for.
Yeah, sure. That'll work.
Okay,
So
so
at
for
least
the
some
other
nugget
triumph, you're finding out the lesser exec. It's not like one of the board or anything, but the lesser exec who actually issued the orders to quiet these people. You have his name,
Okay.
and it's Zarian Corvell.
Oh.
Zarian Corvell.
So when I see the data pad melt, I'm gonna turn to Dante and say, "Does that mean we get to beat it out of him now?"
Ooh. And there's his name, just in case. And I'm spelling it as funky as possible.
That was off by a vowel.
Do. Wheel of Fortune.
And sorry, what was the name of the company?
It's Access Chemicals. This Goomba
right.
was literally driving one of the company vans around.
Right.
I'm betting it's probably reported stolen, like you thought. But him and the droids, he basically picked him up at the office.
Yep.
Hey
He's
Tom,
just-
it looks like you're out of a job.
He's like Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and he's looking at the smoking data pad, going, "You've gotten me burned. You've got me burned. My bank account's frozen. My vacation account. My timeshare in Japan.
And that pretty much means we're your only hope.
All of
Life.
my bonus checks.
Life of crime doesn't pay.
But I was doing everything under company orders. I'm not a criminal."
Would you be willing to testify?
Ooh, at that he kind of shuts up like, "No, I'm a dead man if I try to testify."
And what do you have to live for right now, anyway?
If you let me go, I can go underground. I might have a place or two that I can still get to.
What does that do for
I can
us?
put you
Or
underground
the people
without
of
letting
this
you
na-
go.
What does that do for us or the people of this neighborhood? Letting you go serves us. It serves no purpose for us.
I promise you that these people have nothing to fear from me. I won't bother them ever again. Trust me. I just want to get out of this neighborhood and get to someplace safe.
Well, we want you to testify.
You
That's what
don't
I
understand.
Really like Tom.
If I testify, I'll be dead before I get to the police.
We've actually done that before. We didn't we, guys? We kept a guy alive long enough to testify.
I don't know what happened to the day after, but hey. Okay,
No,
so
he's still alive. Last time I checked,
I haven't checked in with the sister in a while, but he's probably still alive.
Actually, I checked in, but like right before this current job started.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think you did.
So go ahead and give me another coercion. Because the whole testifying thing at this point, it's kind of a toss-up here. Let's see what the dice say.
Okay. Is he like softened up at all, or is this like too much to hope for?
He's softened up a little, but now that he's burned, he's sensing a limit of options. But you guys
Maybe
really
we could
haven't
try
given
it
him
different.
you haven't really given him a carrot, just the stick and the
try this.
fists.
Let me try a different tact. Okay. Here, we want you to testify. If you were to do so, what would you want from us in return? We can come to a mutually beneficial arrangement here.
Well,
you know what we want. What do you want? besides just letting you run off.
You mean besides the $200K a year salary and company benefits that I just lost, apparently, as he looks at the little piff of smoke coming out of the speaker on his pad?
I can always kickstart your new career, as I show him the picture again.
Wow. Okay, and he basically looks at you with this non-committal look, and he says, "How about you keep me alive from my employers for one? That would require me to be kept somewhere safe until the end of the investigation."
Here,
Has
how
anyone
about
even
this?
gotten the police involved yet? Only that silly reporter's the only one that's been sniffing around this case.
Now, so you're most of all you're concerned with, your employers not killing you. We would have to know who they are to protect you. Make sense?
And he just kind of nods, non-committal like.
So, we'll definitely need that. And you're also concerned about, your $200,000 a year salary. If you were to, I don't know, tell us who's paying the salary, I think Maestro could unburn you. He's pretty good with the computer, hence his nickname.
And he kind of snickers at that, and he kind of nods.
Yeah, tell us who pulls Zarian Corvell's strings.
And he basically, looks at you guys and says, "I work for him in Access Chemicals."
And who pulls his strings?
He's just another corporate drone who's doing what he has to do to get the company's bottom dollar to the lowest point. That way he can pocket all that bonus money. So go ahead and give me that coercion check for getting him to truly commit to flipping.
Well, I'm hoping to negotiate at this point. But
Okay, I'll let you negotiate.
because I'm trying to find out what he wants. What can we do?
He's basically wanting an unrealistic salary for doing absolutely nothing, and a full corporate package.
Well,
there's the wish in one hand and shit in another, and see which one fills up first.
I'll turn to our computer genius here and say, would it be possible to unburn him and have Access keep accidentally making clerical errors to send him paychecks every month? Is that doable?
Possible, maybe.
He's looking at Maestro and it's like, can you break the internet?
Right. It's like, it's a fairly tall order, but I mean, anything's potentially possible.
I mean, I'll need to put myself in on the slush fund account. I'm just saying.
So I'll turn back to him. I say, "Is that a good start? You want to keep talking?"
And he's like, if you can make that salary and company benefits happen, that's a start.
Oh, we're not going to do that.
Start?
This is a trade. This is not a we give you everything you want.
As he basically, he comes back at you and you guys have a little bit of a back and forth of what he would like versus what you can give him. And I'm going to leave that up to the negotiation roll to find out if you can find that common ground you're looking for.
Okay.
Because that's exactly where that negotiation roll should be. Now the question is, yeah, looks like you did that thing. Okay, I've got the upgrade in there for you.
All right, come on, negotiation.
Wow.
As you guys are hashing it out over 2 bottles of Patron, scrambled eggs and pico de gallo with some nice fresh homemade tortillas. You know, you guys are going
Oh, food.
late into the morning, going back and forth negotiating as he comes back with his request to your acquiesce to his first request, and you guys go back and forth. You can sense this guy's got good negotiation skills himself, as you finally come to an agreement that if you basically keep him alive, go figure, that's like the big selling point is keeping him alive, and give him some money to survive on until he can get back on his feet. Which we're talking, he's looking for like at least 100,000 credits. That he will roll on his employer. Now you do kind of notice that he basically is only willing to roll on his employer who you named before he named. There is a little hesitation there, that you realize that you dropped the name during the negotiations before he did, and he latched on that real quick. But you might get the idea that he thinks since you already know that guy's name name is mud anyway. But it's something.
Alright, we'll have to...
And just when you guys come to that agreement, your pad starts going off the hook like somebody's not accepting voicemail as an answer.
Oh, me?
You.
Is it... Oh, sure. Is it Suki calling back?
It is Suki calling back, and she's very urgent. As you're like excusing yourself, she hangs up and dials again.
I'll pick it up as soon as I can, as soon as I notice it.
So you get to the private room and you pop up your pod, and immediately Suki's like, "That son of a bitch better answer." Oh, hello. What have you gotten me involved in?
You tell me. I just wanted to know if Jessica Montoya could be trusted.
Well, apparently Jessica has some friends, and those friends have some really good lawyers. Because as I was poking around Dear Jessica's background, I was immediately given a cease and desist junction from the law offices of Hinckley and Schlitt. And they're one of the premier corporate attorney offices out there. I don't know how they discovered I was looking into her background. I don't know who they talked to that I was talking to, but your dear little friend, and if I found out you're cohorting with her after hours, you and I are going to have issues. Our dear little friend is a piece of work.
Great. First of all, never actually met her, just so you know. So the answer to my query is no, not trustworthy.
Now you're discovering what those 4 threats she rolls are all about.
Yeah.
As she just continues giving you the riot act. Because not only did she endure 1 point of strain, but yes, her inquiry got capped by a law firm who was looking out to protect little Miss Somebody. And she basically gives you this really long ripping into. You totally know it's probably just the lack of sleep, that obviously when she hung up with you, she didn't go back to sleep, she was researching. And the fact that she got caught with her hand in the cookie jar researching somebody. Because when you immediately get an email saying cease and desist looking into a person, you must have obviously tripped something. And
Yes.
She does tell you that this woman, and she says it in that womanly tone. When a woman says woman, what they're really saying is another word, and it's only so many letters. Has been under investigation by at least 2 news agencies for not only taking bribes, but killing stories and making the evidence of the story disappear.
Oh, I'm so hosed.
So,
Well,
as I said, you better not be sleeping with this bitch, or you and I are having issues.
First of all, well, James, first of all, my relationship with Suki is entirely professional.
Now,
Now, but she's
At the
now
moment.
concerned that there's legal action pending on her ass that she has to hire a lawyer to deal with that legal action, and she's worried about you in character. That if you get involved with this chick, she will burn you.
Don't worry. Like I said, I've never met her. I just needed to know if we could trust her. I'm working here. Okay, so
Well,
don't
I
worry.
think
And
now
you can
you
just
know how far you should trust her. About as
Okay.
far as a package drone could throw her, and that's probably not very far.
Okay, so your involvement can end right here. You can walk away from it and keep yourself clear.
As she's like, no, I have my lawyer on the other line right now.
You didn't actually do anything illegal, did you?
No, but apparently when you're given a cease and desist lawyer to investigate someone, you have to get your lawyers involved.
Well,
As you
I apologize for
Lawyers,
getting.
lawyers are like nuclear weapons. Everybody should have them, but the first time one uses them, the other has to retaliate, and there's lots of fallout.
Yeah, mutual strike or mutual destruction.
Well, Suki, I'm sorry to put you through the trouble. If I had known it was going to be this hot, I wouldn't have bothered you. Dinner's on me next week.
And she just gives you the finger, this beautifully immaculately done fingernails. You owe me more than dinner.
Don't I know?
As you can practically hear her writing a check for a future favor because of this.
Well, she owes me favors. Hey,
No, apparently
Anyway.
you now owe her a favor for this one.
We'll see. Okay. Okay, Suki, thanks. You're the best. Talk to you soon.
Wow.
Appreciate it. I do. Sorry to get you in trouble.
love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Cute anime
Okay.
face deuces.
So I'm gonna walk out and basically just like
All
we're
demure.
hosts. We're hosts. This Jessica Montoya person is dirty 6 ways from Sunday.
And as soon as you say that, Diabla picks up her chair and shatters it across one of the pantries. And she goes into this slew of Spanish that you don't even know what she's saying, but you know it's bad.
As she's doing the temper tantrum, I'm gonna calmly go over, pour myself another drink, and sit down and just watch the drama unfold. I'm gonna try to let my calm enforce her calm.
And then in this slew of Spanish angriness you hear, at one point, you think you hear her say something along the lines of, I knew I should have got my sister involved.
No, you really shouldn't.
This case has everything: dirty cops, dirty reporters, robot pornography.
The important thing is that he asked a very important question. I was totally going to use that against you guys, but then someone asked the very important question about validating the sources.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she basically grabs one of the chair legs and goes up to this guy's throat with it, saying, you will do what these men say, or I will stab you in the throat. And she, of course, puts some slivers into his chest and chin as she's bouncing the steak off of him.
I'm gonna drink in one hand. I'm gonna calmly put my hand on her shoulder, gently pull her back a little bit, and say, "He can't talk if you put that through his throat." And then I'll hand her the drink.
So give me I'll take either charm or coercion.
Oh,
It sounds like it's more charm than coercion. And you got 2 blue dice.
Yeah.
I got scared for a second. I heard a beep, but nothing popped up.
Yeah.
Okay, and she like
Man,
thinks
she
for a
is hard to
second.
calm down.
She was really heated, and then she like takes the shot and she looks at you in the eyes, and she just puts the steak down on the table next to you and says, "He's your responsibility. I have to go make some phone calls."
I'm gonna look at it and be like, I'm gonna look at Tom and be like, you owe me. She almost vampire pincushion you. There's your keeping you alive move. Got it?
So what would you like for that advantage, by the way?
Advantage.
As
Affect
she's
unexpected subject. I'd like to affect Tom with this. Maybe
okay.
he's a little bit more like cooperative because I just kept him from being staked.
And the fact that you obviously are the voice of reason here, because rather than knocking him out the first time, you've not been the one beating him senseless since then. And the realization that you did take him without doing permanent damage to him.
Yeah, I only have to lay the smack down once. It leaves an impression.
And the fact that you can parkour like Spider-Man.
That too.
So
That's
you
just awesome.
basically she gives you this look as she's calmed down that she has to go see her family. She has to go back to the compound and make some phone calls. And she just gives you that look like, "I'll be back."
Sooner rather than later, I hope.
And when you say that, she can't help but have a little smirk pop up. Well, almost exactly like the little smirk when she looked at your butt. As you're apparently pumping the charm out, and it's working. Whatever you're saying, she's buying. It's because you're all natural, man. You're all natural. It's either that or the Axe body spray.
Why can't it be both?
As she kind of like saunters out as opposed to storming out like she was going to. And you, of course, get a ping on your collective pads from the office. It's a very distinct ping on your pads, or cyberware, as the case may be for one of you.
Right.
Yellow?
As you get the AI assistant answering service of the "Please hold while I connect your call to Kiris Corporation. One moment, please." And then eventually all three of your pads get routed to the boss, who basically she lets you know that she's concerned. She hasn't heard from you guys in a while, so she's activated an additional agent to assist you guys. And of course, each of you recall hearing this when one of you was recruited and added to the group, except for the first of
Who's
you.
the first?
That was going to be my question. See how I threw that out there? Who was the first Guardian recruited?
Probably the one with most real talent.
Well, I didn't want to volunteer myself. I mean, that would just be rude.
And she's basically letting you know there's a address and pickup location. And basically, she's wanting to hear back from one of you to confirm you've received the message, since you guys have been dark for a while. And to use the extra assistance if you require it for this job.
Acknowledged.
As you totally hit the acknowledged button instead of actually responding.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where to start with this clustercluck.
And what is the name of this agent that has been activated, Scott?
You gave it to me.
I gave it to you?
Mekak.
Oh! Okay, and basic description of the location where to pick him up and signal him?
Well, we gotta go fetch our car anyway, so let's take a trip. Is he walking distance, or do we need to drive to him?
He's within driving distance.
Driving distance, okay.
I mean, if you wanted to be fancy, you could totally even send him a ping so he could get a air cab to come get dropped off at the front door.
Well, that might actually be wiser at the moment because we've got a guest currently.
You can totally do that. I mean, Curious basically told you that he's legit, so you got it from on high that the new guy must be cool.
Yeah, let's just call him an Uber. A Zuber.
Zuber's its name.
Super.
Zoogle and
Go
Zuber.
to meet him at the door.
Okay, a little while later, you order some Zuber food and your next team member. So Scott, you're at the door of this nice little apartment complex. It's got multiple entrances, multiple exits.
I'm still getting my talents and final buys, but sure. He's a loony. According to the game, you can instantly tell a loony from everyone else.
Yep, you got that slightly skinnier. Like if you've watched The Expanse, they're the space folk, slightly skinnier, little taller. That low G life is done a thing to him.
And he also walks differently.
Got that long, lanky steps.
He glides.
More importantly, does he have the food with him?
You just ate.
It's important to stay carbed up.
Okay, so
what does he look like when they open the door and see him for the first time?
Like you said, tall, skinny, well kept. Other than that, fairly nondescript. Close shaved head, but not a buzz cut. Like maybe a 3 or 4 clipper.
So a little bit of distance, but not enough to get in the face when you're doing stuff.
Right. Not even enough to really move that much. And strange green eyes. Let's go with that.
Strange green eyes. I like that. Almost like the green cheese of the moon.
So height 6'3". Slight.
Is he obviously armed?
Do I get any extra money other than my original?
At the moment, you do not.
No, he is not armed. He does have a portable toolkit and a handheld diagnostic scanner on a utility belt.
So he obviously looks a little techy.
It almost looks like you're hiring somebody to come do a repair.
Yeah, not techy as computers, more
mechanical.
Mechanic-y?
Yeah, more mechanical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, and you do know one other thing you kind of notice underneath him is that he's wearing belt and suspenders.
Okay. Interesting.
Is it like a utility belt or just a belt?
Utility belt, but I mean
Okay.
they both are like the utility belt acts as a regular belt as well.
But it does have storage, which is nice.
But it has
Right.
storage, and that's nice. And you recognize, because he's sweating a bit, that he has suspenders on.
Are they
As well.
utility suspenders?
No, they're underneath regular
Okay.
suspenders.
He just really likes to keep his pants up.
You know, the gravity on Earth, so.
Sometimes you need a little extra support.
You know, I have trouble getting pants to fit too, but that's because of the tail.
Okay, and as
Alright.
you know, he gets introduced and you guys flash each other your pads to identify, yes, you are exactly who you're supposed to be. And, you know, poor guy walks in and sees the guy handcuffed and tied to the chair, still sweating bullets.
That was our old partner.
Not old, formal. There's a difference.
Right?
Is there a skill that makes medicine a career talent?
There is. I've gotta look up the PDFs to find it for you. I'll find it for you tonight.
Okay. Do you know roughly what tier it is? Is it tier 1? Or tier
It
2?
should be a tier 1. Most of the ones that do skills are tier 1s.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
kinda
count it as
scanning
tier 1
for it
for
right
now.
now.
While I'm buying it, and if it turns into tier 2, we'll figure something out.
Okay.
All right, so
'Cause I'm
I'll
sure there
introduce myself
is one.
as- Okay. I'm kind of scanning for it at the moment.
I've got 5.1. There's 9 references of medicine. There's a tier 1. No, that just physician gives you +1 heal.
Right.
Wow, there's surgeon at tier 1 that gives you +1.
Surgeon's tier 2.
Pressure point. I don't see one that turns medicine into.
I don't think there
Yeah.
is.
Of the 9
You make one and
references.
assign it tier 1?
I just don't think there's a talent that does that.
Yeah, apparently it's got to be learned as a actual career skill. Because it's
You can
such a
still
complex skill.
Yeah, you can still learn it. You just can't get it as a.
It just costs, you know, the extra XP. So plus normal expense +5 since it's a
Plus 5?
non-career skill. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, apparently
So-
there's none for medicine. There's one for mechanics, but not medicine. Probably because being a doctor is not something you can pick up that great. But there's a whole bunch you can pick up that improve your ability when using medicine. Probably because they want to get that great doctor's education out of you. No shortcut into doctor.
Student.
Because like tier 2 is combat medicine, which is a good one.
Right.
But as you guys were saying, you were introducing everybody to each other. So
I'm going to look at the guy using my medicine knowledge. Has he been tortured effectively? As in, no real permanent damage and most bang for the buck, as it were?
give
He doesn't
me
look tortured at all.
give me a medicine check. I can tell you how medically good he is.
Well, not by us.
More
I mean-
mentally tortured.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
Go for it. Wow.
Oh,
So
Wow.
you take a point of strain as you're checking this guy out because you're giving him the green eyeball stare as your cyborg eyes are running over him left and right. You pick up that he has not been like mistreated, physically tortured. It looks like he has a concussion and maybe a double concussion from being knocked out twice, but that was just blunt force trauma. It
Oopsie.
does look like he has had some minor plastic surgery, though, that you pick up with those successes. It doesn't look like anything major, just like a nose change and like eyelids, crow's feet being removed. Nothing that looks like it would have structurally changed his face, but something to make him look just a little bit different, just enough to maybe throw off facial recognition programs. Or vanity, as the case may be. Maybe to throw a few years off his face or to get him off of facial recognition.
I mean, everybody gets a little bit of work done, right?
Right, little nip and tuck.
Just a little tuck and roll. I mean, you get your car reupholstered. Why not your face?
Okay, so with those successes, can I tell that it was done well as well?
It was done very well and professionally.
Okay.
It's basically
So
you're very
I can
disconcerting.
I can safely assume that he's a corp boy.
He is totally a corpse boy.
Okay.
And you notice that there's jagged pieces of wood all over the floor.
Right.
Because someone smashed a chair like I'm sorry, handmade chairs, those are really, really nice items. And someone just smashed it to shit.
Yeah.
And as you guys basically get introduced with your new party member after, I'm assuming, dragging the guy out of the room.
yeah, we'll put it
Yeah,
back in his closet.
I'll say, so is this the guy I'm supposed to work on?
As he puts the power tools on the table.
At this point, I'm just kind of sitting back, mulling over the whole dirty reporter thing. I'm just like, I'm
Oh,
not paying attention to
That's
Tom at
got
the
you
moment at all.
chapped.
What's that?
That's got you chapped.
It does. It does. So you guys you're saying things vaguely threatening to Tom, and I'm like ignoring him right now.
Oh no, that wasn't threatening to Tom. That was a legitimate question because that's what it looks like.
Oh. I mean, we kind of already got what we needed out of him, but if you need to practice.
Ooh.
Oh no, I don't need any practice.
Okay, so you guys kind of drag him out of the room and put him somewhere quiet so you guys can discuss what your next step's going to be. And as the camera kind of pans around the table of all four of your faces, as you guys are throwing out pros and cons of the next step to take, and our poor face man there is just totally distraught about finding out the reporter is bad, but so glad he asked that hard to ask question. Because, they were all putting their eggs in one basket, and that was the press. And then to find out this press girl's bad.
Changes the whole plan.
That's where the camera starts to fade to dark as you guys are discussing what the next step's going to be. And that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Plus, you got an ass chewing, so.
4
Yeah,
threats. She got 4 threats worth of grief.
Well, truth be told, it wasn't like she's the one that did it sloppily, not me.
It's not that she did it sloppily, that apparently there was electronic tripwires out there and she just bludgeoned right into them because she didn't know exactly what she was walking into. Almost like someone didn't give her the critical need to know information.
Yeah, I told her everything I knew.
But that's the beauty of narrative dice.
Not enough, apparently. Not enough.
Narrative dice will tell you what they want to tell you.
Blame the poor girl. Wow.
There you go.
So we
It's
can't go to the
alright.
press
Oh.
and we can't go to the cops.
Well, you can go to the
Wow.
press. You just know the one reporter that's been snooping around is liable to squash the story or turn the evidence over to the wrong group.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you could be vilifying her for nothing. I mean, this could be that maybe she did something in the past and she got blackballed, and she's turned things around and totally has taken the righteous path of the good and the glorious.
Maybe
I
we
don't
should
buy
kidnap her.
Or
it. Oh no, I have a contact who could do that too.
yeah. Or we
I know people.
or we just, broadcast it ourselves,
Ooh.
That's definitely an option.
Or
Yep.
nobody stopped Diabla and she's going to call her sister in.
I told her not to.
For now.
I said don't do that.
And you did it with a smile.
I did it calmly.
Her
So if the
sister's not
situation
Esmeralda, is
required.
it?
Her sister's the one that she's referring to, the sister that hired you guys.
Yeah, Esmeralda.
All of a sudden, when people are being blown up and
Esmeralda
shit.
is the girl that smashed the chair.
Yeah.
No, I'm confused.
Diablo is her street name. Esmeralda is her regular name. But her sister is the one that's in the gang, the Scorpions. And that's the sister she's referring to that she should have called, but she's cut ties with her because their group is supposed to be all nice and shit, not into violence. That was until someone shot at her from across the street and blew up a wall. But thankfully she's been talked off that ledge of calling the big guns in. Because that might be embarrassed to you guys if she shows up and says, "Guys, I told you to fix this shit."
Working on it.
Sure.
Working on it.
And that's why Curious thinks that you guys need some extra muscle.
Nah.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Sweet.
In 2 weeks. And if anybody's
And-
free tomorrow, CocoCon is still going on. If you're friends of theirs on Facebook for the convention. Though I am excited that TuskCon's coming up in November.
Nice.
And speaking of which, 15 experience points.
Yay.
Because you did recover and accomplish goals and do all kinds of cool, insightful shit.
Yeah.
I'm
we just
assuming I
gotta-
don't get those.
I will be gladly giving those to you since you were here. So you were here for the whole time, so you totally deserve them too.
Yeah,
You
we
were
got a bunch of data stored up and waiting to do stuff with, so.
enough to do some really bad damage to Access Chemicals, or at least cause them to amputate a part of the company.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, like companies nowadays, they just amputate a piece of the company and let them take the fall, like an octopus tentacle
Right.
or Hydra.
I mean, is that really-
Hydra.
Waiting for it.
Hail Hydra.
Nice. Oh, good job, everybody. Good job.
Well played. Well played.
We got some shit going here.
Some shit is definitely going.
Yeah, man. This is
Now,
awesome.
put it all together into a masterful plan.
You have all of the ammunition and the weapon. Now the question is, how are you going to use it?
I just don't know why the guy didn't want the new career.
Because no
Everyone
one
needs
wants
some
an
hand modeling.
assassin sex robot coming after you. How did he die? It crushed him with its hips.
And
Xenia
Just-
on the top.
just so you know, I'm gonna try to next session to access his. You said he had some accounts that basically would have been frozen,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll try to hack and get those accounts.
Ooh, that's
So.
going to be dangerous. Hacking into the heart of Access Chemicals.
Well, no, he's got his own bank accounts, right? That they would have frozen.
Well, those were
Or,
his company accounts. His
he didn't
personal
have a
accounts
private
have still
account.
pretty much just been sitting there with like a $1,000 balance being untouched.
Okay. Okay.
Just enough credits to trickle in so the bank fees didn't cause it to go to zero.
And
Okay.
there's not a hurry because we don't want to pay him till he actually does what we need him to, do we?
Oh,
Well, I thought it was a bank account, like his private
Ah.
bank account. They had a bunch of money. I was just going to download it to my account or to an account, and then we would pay it to him whenever or whatever's left of it. I mean,
we haven't made the deal with him yet. We just kind of agreed on what the terms were, what would make us happy and what would make him happy. We haven't taken up on it. We haven't agreed to it yet. We just know what the terms would be.
yeah.
And on the plus side, you do have a assistant DA who's definitely in your corner from previous encounters.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
As you'll see her poor attaché Biroid that's been patched back together. Took forever to
Nice.
buff out the bullet holes.
Nice. Very cool. We are going to rock it next session.
I said we did pretty good this session.
Yeah,
Oh, no, we did.
the dice loved you guys this time.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Well-
And hated us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a mixed bag.
I love the despairs. It's good for me. It makes interesting things happen. I'm just saying.
I always love the try and despair combo.
Something
Oh, yeah.
good and something shitty happens, but that's life. You win the lottery, but you fall down a sewer hole. Too bad the lottery winnings are going to pay for your hepatitis C treatments.
Wow.
But you won the lottery.
Well, and
But
now
you
you
can
can
afford
afford
to
to
pay
pay
for
for
that.
your.
Yep, now you can afford to pay for the treatments. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to call it a
Alright.
night.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Alright, have a good night, guys. And don't
Have a
forget
good-
15
I'm gonna-
X.
I'm going to
Here you
stick
are.
around a while and finish the character. It should be done. I mean, it'll be done before I go to bed.
Okay. Just don't stay up too late.
No, I've got.
Okay, yeah. Alright, thanks a lot, guys.
Oh,
Alright.
and it's now 67 degrees in Oregon.
Ah.
Rub it in.
As we're currently
Little.
sitting at 82 degrees, but thanks
Oh.
to the humidity, which is 53% right now, it feels
Yeah.
like 86.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah.
86 at midnight.
That seems like a lot of humidity. Why is it?
Well, we're having a
We've had
late
more rain
monsoon
than normal.
season. It's
Yeah.
been great this year. We're breaking records of how much rain we've gotten this year, which is great. We're way overdue.
We haven't had rain hardly at all this year. It's been miserable.
Yeah, pretty much the whole West Coast, we've been stealing that rain because the weird storms
Yeah.
coming through.
Crazy,
Cool.
crazy.
Okay,
Yep.
anyway. Good night.
All right, good night,
That'll-
guys.
Hey, guys. Catch y'all later.